الفاينل امره غير وكرون امره غير. يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني.
فعلا يقع من التشيكن دينر. مزار بيحاول ياخذ الفرصه هنا عند ارثور. يا ولد يا مزار الرخ يغادر المباراه. وايضا 4v1 بالنسبه لتيم ذا وورد اوف باتل.
Hello and welcome. Wassalamu alaikum. Bienvenue. So we are getting it ready to jump into the action right here on day number 3. As we know, things are going to heat up quite a bit as we are going to get ready to hop straight into the action. So there's going to be a lot to come through here today. As we know, the teams are going to be stepping into their first 3-day back-to-back gameplay. So there's going to be a bit of pressure coming in, of course, as we know also today's going to be an exciting one, seeing that we are heading back to a more balanced approach, right? So we are going to be looking at only one Sanhok, 2 Erangels, and 2 Miramars that are going to be making their way on through. But aside from that, I mean, we are going to be looking to see who's going to be the team to climb to the top, right? Is it going to be an opportunity now for a team like FALCONS White to secure even more of a dominating position, or could we potentially see a few other contenders looking to rise up to the occasion? Of course, well, we are going to be looking to find the answers to all of that in today's match, just to see exactly who's going to be the ones to step it up. And of course, it is going to be quite a bit of a sweaty day. So there's going to be quite a lot to look forward to. Of course, if you'd like to share your opinions, right, you can hit us up on social media as well. We'll be showing those links in a short little bit. But in the meanwhile, we are going to be hopping into a little bit of something here as well. So let's take a look.
لنلقي نظرة عن كيفية تقدم المنافسة. سنبدأ بمرحلة الدوري التي تستمر.
Alright, so this is in case you forgot what the lineup is, right? What the format is moving into today's matches. As you can see, we are going to be playing through 5 days in which we will have all our teams participating, and that is going to be the same across the way, right? So all the phases will be working exactly the same. The only change up is going to be, of course, that team rotation. So these are our 3 maps, right? Vikendi. Well, no, not Vikendi. Where am I getting Vikendi? It's Erangel, Miramar, and Sanhok. Now, at the end of the week, the top 12 teams are going to be having that opportunity to step in and play themselves a little bit of that living action as well, to showcase their talent, to show exactly how hot and sweaty they can make it. And then, at the end of the phase, the top 16 teams, after all 3 phases have been completed, are going to be stepping into 3 days of very sweaty action up into the finals. So that will consist of 3 days, we've already mentioned. Now, in order for the teams to step into the finals, right, they need to make it all the way up into the top 16. Stepping into the finals itself, there's going to be 18 matches. Of course, there'll be an award for the most winner chicken dinners as well. So the top 6 teams will be granted that opportunity, that chance, to get themselves secured over in towards the MEA Championship. So there's going to be a lot to play for. I mean, the top 6 that we have at this current moment is not necessarily the secured top 6 that we are going to be having moving across the way. So there is quite a bit of that hot and sweaty action that is about to come through. But as we know, that is exactly what we're expecting to see. Right, the teams having to really grind their way through. Now, with today returning to a little bit of balance, right, if you just come off of the lovely Miramar day, which we had over on day number 2, there's going to be a little bit of contention, a little bit of pressure for these teams to step up and bring in a lot more of a consistent play, a lot more of a consistent performance across the board, looking to see if they can not only replicate, but improve on those stats. Right, so we have a widespread with our map rotations, of course. So for today, we are going to be looking at both Erangel, Miramar, and Sanhok. But we are going to be starting the day off a little bit of that Sanhok action. Now, we've seen a team like Castle Black being surprisingly the dominating team when it comes to that, right? 21 total points that they've been able to find themselves, as well as 11 eliminations and those 10 placement points for that one winner chicken dinner. GREEDYFORKILLS, that was the other team that stepped up, securing themselves that winner chicken dinner. Doing so with only a grand total of 7 eliminations across the board, right? Out of both the Sanhoks rather that they've been able to play. That, of course, the most aggressive team that we've had so far is actually the players from Special Esports, coming through with 18 eliminations. So there are 3 potential teams to keep a very close eye on moving into our first match of the day. Of course, that is going to be over on Sanhok, after which we are going to be heading into a little bit of Erangel and Miramar. Right now, when moving into Miramar, moving into Erangel, things look a little bit different. We've got Black Hand being the most dominating team there, coming through with 59 total points, sitting on a very comfortable 2 winner chicken dinners and 36 total eliminations. So that is quite the impressive stat to have. But of course, very close second to them is going to be the players then coming through from Falcon White, right? They've been able to secure themselves 56 points, so only a 3-point difference. But then, well, Falcons, they are the team that is most consistent when it comes to those placement points. Now, as we know, placement points are important, right? Positioning at the end of the stage, that is going to be very, very important, as the teams will not only get their share of the participation within the league stage, but moving over into the finals, that is where it all gets nice and heavy. As you can see, of course, $5,500 going to that pole position. Heavy is the hand indeed. Some good predictions that we have, good support coming through in the chat there as well. So if you have one particular team that you are here to support, right, be it Black Hand, be it anybody else, give them a bit of a shout out in the chat. Let's see exactly who you are here to support and who could be those teams. Of course, if you forgot who those teams were, here we go, taking a quick look at our respective groups as well. So we can see starting on the left-hand side, that is going to be Group A. Then we work our way towards the right, where we find ourselves then with the players coming through for Group E. Now also, as we know by now, stepping into our first match of the day, Group E is always going to be sitting out on that game, right? Always, always, always. So that is going to be Clear Vision, Virtual Gaming Squad, GREEDYFORKILLS, as well as Arab Golden. They are going to be sitting it out, having to only but look on from the lobby in admiration as to what the rest of the teams are going to be doing, stepping into the jungle, letting down their hair, letting loose all the aggression they can find. But of course, as we know, right, they'll be joining us back in match number 2. And that is where things, I believe, are going to get quite exciting, as these teams are going to be looking to crack it wide, wide open. I see a little bit of a autocorrect oopsie coming in the chat there as well. Yo, Mike, that would be sick. PMPL promo graphics. Yeah, of course, speaking about the map rotation of the day. Oh, we can see it right here, right? Sanhok, double dose of Erangel, and then it's going to be a double dose of Miramar to close it out as well. Ops out of a spectator slot at the last second and squad wipes the lobby. I mean, firstly, I'm happy that you think I'm in a spectator slot. That's great. But yeah, I mean, the odds of me squad wiping any of these teams, yeah, I'm gonna have to have a lot more of my happy bear juice, right, to be able to even compete. You know, just be able to just even rotate, even remotely close to how these teams play. So yeah, don't count on that one. Don't count on that one whatsoever. What you can count on, though, is going to be the leaderboard, right? As we take a look at it here, we can see the players there from FALCONS White sitting up in pole position. A very, very comfortable spot indeed to be in. With a lovely 88 points, that puts them at least 9 points ahead of the competition. I mean, RUKH Esports, the most aggressive team overall, sitting with a lovely 57 eliminations. Blackhand and Greedy, both teams tied on 2 winner chicken dinners, with Falcon White going through, well, with the most placement points, right? So they've been pretty consistent, managing to get themselves into those late stages. Got a comment there in the chat asking for Arabic, please. I mean, I wish, but you are on the English broadcast, so good luck with that one. We've got a dedicated Arabic broadcast specifically just for that. But then, meanwhile, let's take a look at the rest of the board. As you can see, all the way down to that 16th position. That is where we'll find the players from 77k. Now, we've seen a few moves come through, right? A little bit of action, especially within that last match coming through just 2 days ago. On day number 2 itself, I mean, FALCONS White, they took a 2-jump slot moving upwards. We did see the World of Battle also with a beautiful upward trend. Castle Black also moving up a position up into 14th. And then, of course, Superpowers, right? They've been able to climb themselves all the way up in towards that 18th position. So the big drastic shifts that we've seen was more specifically coming through from the World of Battle, climbing up 5 slots all the way into 12th position. Now, that is quite a bit of a steep climb, so I'm excited to see whether or not they are going to be looking to play the exact kind of momentum coming through into today. So we've had our first balance day, we've had our first Miramar day, today we're back to balance, and tomorrow we're heading straight into our Erangel day. So tomorrow we're going to be playing 3 Erangels. So the teams will have quite a bit of consistency to try and shift through to see if they can get themselves into those required positions. And of course, we've got a few goats out on the battlefield as well, right? It is going to be Koa and Fares coming through, both us on a lovely 23 eliminations. But Koa, well, has been locking in a bucket load of that damage, as you can see. 48-52, that is a very, very steep number to be sitting with. And then, of course, as you can see on Tufera's side, they're going to be going through on 34-21. I mean, they've essentially got 1, 2, 3, 4, just the wrong sequence, but the numbers are there. Or could have been 4, 3, 2, 1, right? That would have been exciting as well. But a very consistent play with regards to those eliminations coming through from both these players. So we want to see how all that is going to translate moving into today's games. Now, of course, well, Fares there from Virtual Gaming Squad, they're not going to have the luxury of playing it out on Sanhok, as they are going to be sitting it out. So, you know, that opens up the opportunity now for Koa to step it up, to lock in even more carnage, as they themselves are going to be sitting out in the second match, right? So there is going to be a little bit of a race coming through between the two of them to see who's going to be the one to dominate the boards for the rest of the day. If you have any prediction as to who you think could be the player to really just carry the lobby forward today, the one that's going to be dominating, be sure to give your prediction in the chat. If you think it's going to be Koa, let me know. If you think it's going to be Fares, let me know. If you think it's going to be someone else, also, hit me up. Let me know in the chat what you think is going to be the outcome. Of course, as we know, we are also then slowly encroaching on our first match of the day. Specifically looking at what the Falcons White are going to be doing, looking to defend their position with regards to that leaderboard, as AXA has already locked in so much damage. 3765 for a total of 13 eliminations. T coming through with an amount of damage close to that, right? 50 damage markers away from hitting 3,000, but they've able to secure themselves lovely 15 eliminations across the way, only taking 1930 when it comes to the damage received. We got Armando Mena saying that Elisio is going to 100% take it today. Dre, big shout out there going out to the Falcons as well. Yeah, no, as we've seen, right, coming through from previous seasons, Falcons White definitely proving themselves to be an exceptionally capable team. So I'm excited to see whether or not they are going to be looking to maintain that consistency pushing through. Of course, we know that the teams are playing for PMGC slots. They're playing for MEA Championship slots. For this phase, they're playing for top 12 slots. And then, of course, well, essentially, they're also then playing for the slots within the finals. So there are several slots up for grabs. Of course, looking at, another strong contender to the side there of Falcons White is going to be the players coming through here from Black Hand. Now, if we take a look at what we have with regards to those PMGC points, Falcons White sitting on 863, whereas Black Hand are sitting on 657. So just under 200 points difference. So 198 point difference currently held between both these teams. So if Black Hand is going to be looking to contest Falcons White for that PMGC slot, right, at least a direct invite from PMPL, well, they're going to have to land at least 200 more points than what the side of Falcons White are going to be able to secure. So that in itself is going to be quite a bit of a challenge. And of course, now speaking about the points, let's hop straight into them as we are going to be starting all the way in 20th with the Vampires coming through on 113.5, making our way further up the board. You can see Jack Digger then coming through on 223 points respectively. But that is our lower page, right? We need to page up a little bit further as we jump all the way up to 5th place. That is where we'll find the players from XENON sitting on 583. But I think it's essentially looking at the top, right? The top section of this board, that is where a lot of the contention is going to come through. And we'll take a look at that very, very soon as we are going to be scrolling up the board even more so as we find it right there, right? 842, and then of course the players from Black Hand coming through on 655, right? So I was a little bit out with my math. Again, don't trust caster math. But that's like 170, 180 points, something in that ballpark, more or less, right? Don't judge my math, as I said, right? I don't exactly have a calculator at hand. Well, I guess I could probably get one from somewhere. But it's going to be quite a bit of a push, quite a bit of a play coming through. Now, in order for a team like Black Hand to catch up, they have to play a near perfect phase 1. Specifically, I think phase 1, 2, and 3, right? But then looking at the other teams that are also in contention, right? RUKH Esports 77k as well as Falcons. I mean, those 3 teams, they are going to be definitely duking it out. I think realistically, the side of 77k and RUKH Esports, they have a much stronger chance to contest Falcons White for that pole position, but it is going to result in quite a bit of hard and sweaty performances that really needs to come out if these teams are going to be looking to lock in that position. Of course, aside from that, moving into the MEA Championship, right, there will be yet another opportunity for even more slots to come on through. Speaking of slots, right, be sure to slot into the social media there. You can hit us up right here on Facebook and YouTube, but of course you can head on over to TikTok as well. Be sure to include the hashtag PMPL Africa and tell us, who do you think is going to be a team to lock in that PMGC slot, right? Do you think it is going to be Falcons White 77k, RUKH Esports, or Black Hand? Because they are really, really close with regards to the points, as we've seen already. It is going to be pretty tough, though, for the rest of the teams to try and close up that gap. So, yeah, we'll need a little bit more conviction to see whether or not that is indeed going to be the situation. But I'd love to hear your thoughts also if you've got any potential outcomes, right? Coming into our very first match of the day, we are going to be stepping into Sanhok. So if you've got a prediction or a team that you would like to see win, be sure to hit me up. Let me know in the chat. Waiting your messages to come through. So the meanwhile, we are going to be slowly making our way right onto that to see exactly what our teams are going to have to work with, where our first initial zone is going to be going. Of course, flight path when moving into Sanhok doesn't matter all too much, right? So it is going to come more down to what that first initial zone is, right? Will we see a center zone, maybe something moving over to one of the extremities, right? Is it going to go sit into one of those respective corners? That we don't know, but we'll find out very, very soon what these teams are going to be bringing through and what that approach indeed will be. Now, to give us a bit of an idea as to what we've seen coming through from our respective teams with regards to that potential Sanhok performances, right? We look back to our first day where we had Sanhok being our match number 3. Today it is our match number 1. And way back then, we did see the players from Wave securing themselves a lovely, luscious 10 eliminations. Greedy, though, they were the team to secure themselves that winner chicken dinner. And then as we ventured over into day number 2, of course, Sanhok was match number 2, right? So went from match number 3 to match number 2. Today, it's match number 1. But in the previous day, it was a team from Castle Black to step up with 11 eliminations alongside their winner chicken dinner, making things look pretty contentious with regards to the distribution and how these teams are going to be placing. Well, let's see now where that is going to be taking us, how these teams are going to be looking to go. As they start to get themselves dispersed. We're waiting in anticipation to see what exactly that zone is going to bring. But in the meanwhile, we do see the players there from Superpower in a little bit of a problem up in towards the lovely boot camp. Alright, so our first initial zone is going to be sat all the way up towards the north. For some reason, we have a little bit low game sound, so hopefully that is going to go upwards. Oh, nice bit of a trade coming through here from Jack Digger. Already have from Mardown. Oh, now looking to contest. Down goes Shadow, and it's now up to XENON, E-Flex, and Nagato. Show us what they can bring to the battlefield. Who's going to be the one to reign supreme up in Hatin? There we go. Well, that is going to be the answer, right? +18 stepping up, showing the dominance as they do secure themselves the first blood. The first few eliminations coming through. Of course, they've lost a teammate along the way. Shadowin is down. But now with +18 down to a 3-piece. Is that going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works for them? Or are they going to be able to step up and perform regardless of that? So +18 coming into this match. They've been able to find themselves a grand total of 6 total points on the map of Sanhok. Right, that is across 2 matches that they've played on here already. So far already a great improvement coming through for the side of +18, essentially doubling the amount of eliminations they had prior to starting this match. In the meanwhile, speaking about 4 eliminations though, that is going to be RUKH also sitting with a very healthy, comfy dose of points. As they've taken down the side there of the Superpower team. Oh, look at this though, Mazzaro just inching their way on forward. Trying to sneak in here. Looking for a bit of a surprise play onto +18. Right, meanwhile, it's going to be the rest of Black Hand now heading up onto the hills. Looking to play for a bit of that elevation as they make their way over on towards Hut 10. This could be a nice bit of an aggressive play now. But let's see who's going to be the one to shake it up. Of course, then it's going to be FALCONS White. Also then holding up in towards Ruins just south of the zone. I'm not sure if they're just trying to do their due diligence here or what the approach is. But as we can see, of course, there is no one held within the Ruins. In the meanwhile, there's going to be Mo Esports and RUKH getting into a little bit of an altercation. Ooh, Hainsley gets run right down as Eugene stumbles in with a bit of that vehicle play. That's going to be down to Easy to see just how far they can get themselves. Alright, Wave going to be moving themselves very, very close to center zone. But they do have a bit of opposition looking to meet them there. As you can see, the players from Smash team just waiting patiently in the wing, looking for a bit of an opportunity. Of course, they're not the only team that is going to be looking for a bit of an opportunity. Special Esports are now going to be coming through that center region as well. Wave looking to get a bit involved, sending out a few hits, a few sprays. Just trying to keep the players there from Special at bay. Right, they don't want that push to come through just yet. Of course, there's more than adequate space for these teams to navigate around without necessarily bumping into any opposition. Special and RUKH, they could be finding each other very, very soon. High Strange, yes, indeed. This is very similar to PMPL Arabia, right? But it's PMPL Africa. Oh, let's see what our teams are going to be doing though. Black Hand still going to be creeping in on +18. I mean, I don't even know whether or not +18 is even aware of Black Hand encroaching on their position. Mohammed, in the meanwhile, is going to be falling off of a height. Or just flinging themselves, just hurtling out of a vehicle. As we wait to see what these teams are going to be looking to bring on in. Again, the tension is building. The zone is constricting. The world of battle. FALCONS White. 77k. Still having to make a big decisive rotation. But are going to be holding on to a little bit of high ground there as well. Just off center. Now finding themselves very well situated on the edge of zone. Now this could be a great opportunity to bring in a bit of that gatekeep. Especially seeing that we still have 2-3 more teams that are yet to rotate up. Castle Black going to be looking to play a little bit more cautiously. Seeing that they've already been able to find themselves that first winner chicken dinner. But are they going to be looking to maybe step up, securing their second victory right here? And meanwhile, it's going to be Mazzaro. I've already found that first head up into +18 as Nagato goes down. But now they're going to go looking for XENON and eFlex. Curious to see whether or not they'll actually find them. As you can see, +18. Well, they are going to be heading to the north, trying to get themselves in the drink, but eFlex won't even make it that far as they are going to get rushed. Oh, Goa, they're hitting it up. So +18 now, solely reliant on what is going to come through there from XENON. Meanwhile, we do see Morteza just really laying into the side there of the world of battle. We got a bit of love coming through there for more esports. And a bit of love coming through for Black Hands in the chat as well. So if you're here rooting for a team, be sure to give them a shout out in the chat. Meanwhile, World of Battle now going to be looking to see how they are going to be looking to play this one. Moving on forward, Falcons though finding themselves a bit of Ramsey. A little something special. It's now up to Brute. Try and fortify the front line. Up comes the rush. Oh, look at this. Brute now trying to trade, but instead they will get traded on down. And poor old Broly having to make peace with what just happened. Pretty sure Broly is not going to be all too happy about that. Falcons on the other end, I mean, they are not going to mind whatsoever. You still got to watch out for RUKH Esports, because they could definitely look to bring in the upset. A slow, steady tap of shots going off in the background. Broly now knowing exactly what kind of pressure awaits. He's going to be looking to find the more opportune angle to try and play off of. I mean, we've seen solos cause quite a bit of carnage. Make quite a bit of an upset. Oh, but in the meanwhile, speaking about upsets. Oh, Black Hand are going to be very upset with that bridge position. As RUKH Esports now just fully capitalize on the opportunity. It's now down to Storm. This is Black Hand in quite a bit of trouble. Ooh. Eugene though. Looking for a bit of an angle. A bit of a play. And no surprise to see the remainder of RUKH now just rushing straight on forward. Here we go. Here we go. Is Storm going to make it? No. Instead, they go down, and that is Black Hand getting sent out in 14th. 2 eliminations up, though. So now we await the rotations of the rest of our lobby. The World of Battle and RUKH still going to be holding down on that southwestern side. Castle Black playing it very, very cautiously. 77k, they're not going to mind. They're just going to sit there, sip on some blue juice while they rotate up towards the north. Alright, so RUKH now going to be looking to play a bit of pressure onto the side of World of Battle. The World of Battle very cautiously on the approaching, as they've already been caught by the blue. Again, not the craziest options with regards of rotations, but they are going to be looking to rotate around bootcamp instead of entering from that southwestern side. They are going to be looking for something maybe a little bit more further down south. Meanwhile, Castle Black now pushing in as they do find themselves a little bit of the vampires along the way. Vampires still holding onto the 3-piece. Malek can do nothing other than just wait to see what this push is going to bring through. They do have their teammates pushed up on the hills, but they are not close enough to lend enough of a helping hand, especially not up against the full 4-piece. Castle Black now waiting patiently to see if they can maybe get a bit of a sound cue as to where exactly the vampires are situated. They saw one up ahead, but is that going to be enough information now for them to make an educated guess? Because that's essentially all they can do at this point, right? Malek still waiting quite patiently. So I'm going to be waiting here as well, looking for a bit of an opportunity. Looking to play the ridge. Not looking for any overextension. The meanwhile, it's going to be more Esports now. Caught up. They find themselves encircled. They've got RUKH Esports as well as a bit of that special Broly coming through. Because you can see XENON also holding towards that eastern side. So it's not going to be an easy rotation to pull through. Apparently, Mo is going to make a comeback here today. Alright, so let's wait to see if that is going to be the play for them. They have been brought down to a 3-piece, but they're still alive. They are sitting with a few eliminations up. In the meanwhile, the World of Battle not going to have any luck as Krona instead gets traded. Falcons now jumping at the opportunity, hearing those sprays, getting the fire lit as they prep themselves for a bit of an upset. Teague already securing the finish there, and that is the end of the World of Battle. Now it's going to be Ninja Boy having to hold on as Castle Black starts to venture out, looking for a bit of ground to take possession of. Ahmed now going to be met with a nade. Ooh, there we go. Just slightly tickles at the back. Malek also keeping it nice and quiet, but a beautiful follow-up coming through here from Ninja Boy. Now it's going to be up to Joker and Fake It to see if they can potentially avenge their teammates. The tables are slowly starting to turn on them. Blue Zone is going to be forcing the hand here of the Vampires and Castle Black. Both teams having to get themselves out of the danger zone, but Ninja Boy firstly needs to try and deal with the threats. Castle Black could find themselves in quite a bit of trouble. Not quite sure if they are going to be able to get yet another winner chicken dinner. At least not based on how things are currently going for them, but it's going to be solely reliant on Ninja Boy as to whether or not that could be the opportunity. Joker though, a cheeky S12K hit to the face, and down goes the Vampires. They've spent a little bit too much time out in the sun. Instead, they do get sent back into the safety of the lobby with 3 eliminations to their name. RUKH and Smash team also getting ready for a little bit of action. Both teams are holding towards that southern edge. Oh, RUKH rather now getting a little bit cheeky, trying to take shots down towards that east and the western side, but you can't handle both, as this now opens up the opportunity for Smash team to come pushing right on through. Also, Puncher King from the side of Falcons White going to be jumping at the opportunity. Again, no one going to be looking to let any opportunity pass them by. Falcons White flying in, securing that edge positioning. You got to watch out for Fever. Patiently awaiting Puncher King on the rest of Falcons now to just step up into those sites. But Falcons still going to be holding on to a relatively wide spread. You can see Teak and Puncher King right here on the front line, with Psych and Axa a little bit further back. Just covering up the rear end. Meanwhile, RUKH now having enough time here to get themselves somewhat patched up. But down to a 2-piece is going to really limit the options they have moving through the remainder of the zone. In the meanwhile, it's going to be 77k and XENON. As we do say goodbye to Castle Black. RUKH now going at it yet again, finding themselves a little bit of action, this time turning their focus onto the side of Falcons White as XENON gets traded on down. Beautiful nade as Thor just pops it out. And down they go. Only 9 teams now remain. RUKH now going to be looking to be quite a bit of a menace here. They've already taken down the players from Black Hand. Are they going to be finding themselves a bit of Falcon White here? Bit of that yin-yang approach. Meanwhile, 77k out with 4 eliminations. Falcons now looking to return the favor. As you can see, Psych finding the spray there on towards Pusher. Zuxi spotted out in the open. Ooh, you gotta watch your back, Zuxi. And Psych locks it in and down they go. Falcons not going to back out of the fight just yet, right? They are going to be looking to lay it on as thick as they can, looking to push back against the side here of RUKH Esports. In the meanwhile, we do say goodbye to Smash Team as they will leave the lobby with only one elimination up. Special Mo Esports also getting caught up in towards the northwestern side of the zone. The blue is going to force their hand very, very soon, so they will have to make that rotation. They will have to give up their little safe haven. But they can hear the shots currently being exchanged here between Falcons White and RUKH Esports. It does make them quite reluctant, right? They're not going to want to put themselves out in the open. Oh, Broly though does find the play over on towards Mo Esports. And with that, Mo gets sent on back as they go out in 6th place. Also with one elimination up. Now it's going to be Falcons and RUKH looking to close up the contention here. But RUKH down to 1. It's going to be solely relying on Eugene. Was having a bit of a go here at Puncher King and P6. So only 4 teams left as we do say goodbye to RUKH Esports. Was walking away here with 5 eliminations that are falling hard on their heels. Then with 6 eliminations up. So now the final 3 having to close off this final push for the winner chicken dinner. It can only be either Wave, XENON, or Falcons White. Now they're going to have to make that play regardless. It is going to be Rex now looking for a bit of reach. Good to see Wave now looking to step up with a bit of aggression. Oh, and there we have it. Rex does score, and it is done. Lazy Boy getting found. Now it's out to Carry Boy to see if they can survive the onslaught. XENON, in the meanwhile, will have to pack their bags, having to settle for only 4 eliminations. Falcons White already sitting on 8 eliminations. Wave sitting on 5. Both squads sitting with a full roster moving into this last stretch. Oh, Gaddafi though, having the shots find their way to them. Rex are going to be looking to get onto a bit of a rampage here. Looking for those points, looking for its angles. Up comes the push, the play, it is Bedrock's down. Oh, Puncher King rushing in. Falcons White, they want this chicken. They are going to fight it as hard as they can. Gaddafi getting traded as well, and there we have it. Falcons White swooping in, waving goodbye to the opposition as they secure themselves the victory, the winner chicken dinner. That is all they need. A very, very glorious performance coming through from Falcons White. Great start to the day's proceedings. Securing themselves the victory. Let's see if we are going to be taking a look at those eliminations and the damage counters as well. As we know, Falcons, well, they finished on 11 eliminations. There we go. Ooh, 2,000 damage on the dot. Very, very impressive play. Only taking 910 damage. Now that is a very, very nice performance to see. I mean, yeah, 2,000 on the dot. It's not too often that we really see that happening all too much. So very, very good performance coming through from Falcons White. I mean, it's no surprise really to see Falcons White actually performing to that extent. That is exactly the kind of performance that we were hoping to see come through from them. Unfortunate that they, had to have a bit of a fight. But in the meanwhile, let's take a look at these lovely replays. Well, a little bit of gas indeed, right? Gas going out to the teams, finding themselves at the top. With some very exciting performances coming through in this one. I mean, a good start. Good start. That was the most aggressive performance that we've seen coming through from the side of Falcons White on Sanhok so far. I mean, sure, we've only had 2 others happen. But it is what it is, right? So that is going to be a healthy dose of points coming through for them. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to give a bit of gas, right? Before you can get it all the way through to the GGs. Right, I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. But in the meanwhile, looking at the performance that we had from them last season, right, they were our second strongest performing team coming through on the map of Sanhok itself. And of course, no surprise to see Psych then locking in the most eliminations as well as the most damage. Ninja Boy, well, sneakily getting themselves one of those nade finishes. Elysia coming through with the longest range hit. And of course, Arthur just, pedal to the metal. Working their way on through, looking to see just how far through they can get themselves. Well, the answer is 7.3 kilometers. So a very healthy dose of rotation coming through. I mean, that is very impressive. Particularly on a map the size of Sanhok, right? I mean, Sanhok is just like such a tiny little map. It's really hard to get quite a bit of range covered. But yes, very, very good play there coming through from the side of Falcons White. I mean, just to show you how impressive that is, right? 2,000 on the dot to find themselves 11 eliminations. Plus 18, though, coming through with a very good conversion rate. Finding themselves 5 eliminations out of 849, missing 850. By just 1 damage marker. But a good performance then also then by RUKH, Wave, and RUKH Esports. We want to see the same kind of aggression from Wave, right? Being translated over on towards Miramar, especially, and a little bit of that Erangel as well. But this was a good showing going through from Wave. We want to see even more of that play now come through as we are going to be heading into our back-to-back Miramars. So let's see whether or not that is indeed going to be on the board here, right? Is that going to be part of the expectation or part of the answer that these teams are going to be looking to deliver, stepping through onto that battlefield? Well, it seems like we are indeed then, of course, next up, first going to our double dose of Erangel. So we'll have to wait a little while until we get over on towards Miramar to see exactly what our respective teams are going to be bringing through. But of course, well, while we're still on the topic of Sanhok, we need to see how all these performances then impact our overall standings, right? Where these teams find themselves. Do we have any major drastic shifts come through? No? Well, it is going to be 21 points going over to the side there of Falcons White. So I would say it is pretty safe to assume that at least for the time being, they've been able to secure themselves quite comfortably with regards to their placement for the phase, right? Adding an additional 21 points to the tally. Yes, that is going to be quite comfortable. Wave also picking up some much-needed points there, same as RUKH. But of course, 77k, Castle Black. Only 4 points to their name, which is quite surprising because if you remember back in day number 2, right, just the previous day, Castle Black, they were the team to step up and claim themselves that winner chicken dinner. So this is quite surprising, but of course there will be several other opportunities for them to try and rectify that. In the meanwhile, it's going to be the World of Battle and Superpower that are going to be finding themselves stuck at the donut shop, not picking up any points. But that is the way the cookie crumbles, or the way the donut crumbles, right? Whichever way you want to take it, it is what it is. But yeah, good healthy showing. Of course, a little bit of that jungle action, right? To get the teams properly hyped up. But of course, there's one group of teams that have not yet had the opportunity to get themselves properly and fully hyped up just yet, right? That, of course, is going to be the players coming through from Group E. So, Arab Golden, Clear Vision, Greedy, as well as Virtual Gaming. All 4 of those squads. The next match is going to be their very first match here for today. And, of course, now, as a result of that, we are also then going to be having our participants in Group D having a bit of a break, right? So, Blackhand, Falcons White, the players from Superpower, as well as Wave Esports. So, curious to see what our debuting teams, rather, the teams that are going to be playing their first match for the day are going to be looking to do, as they are going to be stepping straight into the lovely Erangel to show us exactly what they can bring on through, and maybe they are going to be looking to double down with quite a bit of that aggression, right? As I've already pointed out, we have a few strong contenders when it comes to the map of Erangel itself, with RUKH Esports currently leading with regards to placement points and eliminations, sat on 40 I mean, that is a pretty steep number to have, right? 40 eliminations, 57 points. So, yeah, as you remember, RUKH Esports coming through with a 20-plus elimination game all the way back in day number 2. So, no surprise really to see that come through. But, I mean, that is pretty impressive because if you take into account what the rest of the teams have, right? FALCONS White, the team sat in second with regards to points earned on Erangel so far after only a few that's been played. FALCONS are sitting on 12 eliminations, right? The highest elimination tally that we have, aside from RUKH, is coming through from Clear Vision, right? They've got 13 eliminations. So looking at a team after just about like 3 Erangels being played, sitting on 40. That's high. That is a very, very high. So, yeah, let's see whether or not that is going to translate into success for them as we are going to be prepping ourselves now for the plane to see exactly what that flight path is going to be bringing on through. Here we go. If you got predictions for this map, be sure to drop it in the chat. Of course, well, if you want to predict the flight path, it's a little bit too late. It's going to be starting right there in South George, heading down to the Sanhok military island. It's a good place to get the party underway. But where will it take us, though? Is it going to follow through all the way to the very, very end? See a lot of support now coming through here for MEA Esports. Alright, in the meanwhile, let's see what the zone is going to be doing. Flight path almost done. Team starting to move out. Just to see whether or not they are anticipating a southern zone to come through, or where exactly the zone could potentially be going. Regardless of that, it is going to be revealed very, very quickly. As we'll take a look at it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, shifting all the way to that far eastern side. Centering up quite beautifully in between farm, milter, and shelter. So that's going to be smack dab center zone. Curious to see if the zone is going to be pulling up into the lumber yard. In the meanwhile, this will now open up the opportunity for the teams to come rotating in towards that zone. I think this is where things could get interesting, right? As we are going to be seeing whether or not teams are going to be prioritizing position over loot. Because if you are a little bit proactive, you start with a nice early rotation, you could very well get yourself secured all the way through into a very comfortable position in that far eastern zone. So let's see how it'll go. Alright, so it's going to be ban. Trying to swing that ban here. Timon. So Arab Golden also holding on to a bit of a wide spread. Smash. A very similar kind of starting point. But ban not going to wait for any opportunity. Instead, they are going to grab the first one they can find. And this is now to force Timon to play like a meerkat, right? Just getting themselves the heck out of dodge the moment they sense a bit of that danger. So it's good to see Timon, though, just rather choosing to disengage. I mean, they could have gone the complete opposite way, but there's going to be safety in numbers as they do fall back into Quarry to rejoin with the rest of the team. Meanwhile, it's going to be Virtual Gaming Squad now holding on to Pachinki. No one here for them to be too concerned about, as we do have Greedy and the World of Battle situated up towards School and over towards RUKH. But I don't see either of those teams potentially rotating through Pachinki. Right, all of battle. Again, just ensuring that they've got all the loot that they would need, at least for this initial phase. And a vast open zone just lying in wait for them. But yes, if at any point you are curious as to what the current standings are, it's all available right there at the top of the screen. As we're now taking a look at 17th to 20th position. Mo coming through on 19 points. Jack Digger coming through on a lovely 25. But we wait now for the action. As we got RUKH Esports all the way up in Savoni. A very nice northern starting point. Curious to see what their rotation is going to be. Is it going to lead them down through Yasnaya? Are they going to be heading down in towards the lovely shelter potentially? In the meanwhile, there's going to be the Vampires and XENON. Both teams now rotating up. At least 3 minutes ahead of that zone closure. So that does give them more than enough time to get themselves situated and positioned. Ooh, in anticipation of a few fights that could be coming through, but it's going to be Jack Digger. Now looking to find a bit of a trade here. Oh, as they are just looking at the swarm of players running right up against them. Right, so Jack Digger at least managing to survive. They're taking a little bit of damage, at least nothing really to knock them down just yet. In the meanwhile, it is going to be XENON and the Vampires, of course, continuing with their push further and further in towards that zone. Going to be looking to find themselves in nice position. And meanwhile, we are still waiting for the players from Smash, Arab Golden, and 77k, all the way on that far western side to start with their rotation. But in the meanwhile, a team that was already pulled off their rotation is going to be the side here of Special Esports, now pushed up in Malta. Right, Castle Black also not going to be starting with their own approach here, looking to find themselves a bit of a position, a bit of an angle to play for. Castle Black also having a pretty tough time when it comes to the lovely Erangel map. So hopefully this map could be the opportunity. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Mo Esports now starting to climb up high as they get themselves poached up. The only team essentially now up in towards that military base. I think this is exactly the way they prefer it. Right, no one here to contest them, at least not for the time being. Of course, Clear Vision. They've instead decided to go for a little bit more of a center position. Now finding themselves centered up between Vampires, XENON, potentially the World of Battle as well. Already one shot trying to make a little bit of noise as they've spotted out those rotations just to the side. You see, so many teams still having to push on in. I mean, RUKH Esports already having half of the team now meeting up on the edge of zone. But let's see where this next shift is going to be taking us. Is it going to be throwing a bit of a spanner in the works? Ooh, moving into the western side, XENON on our smack dab center zone. And this is going to be their position to try and defend. +18, just barely on the edge of that zone. Up comes the rush, the Porsche, as they're going to be sending it on in. But how far are they going to be looking to rotate up as they do spot the players there from 77k? Again, the temptation is there. But are they going to be showing a little bit of that self-control, waiting for a more opportune angle to try and capitalize off of? Oh, in the meanwhile, it's going to be Vito getting found as Virtual Gaming. Step it up. Alright, the team's now really focusing in on that center zone. Still, we're waiting for our outliers to rotate up. We do see more Esports now opting for the western bridge instead of pushing straight over the eastern one. So maybe they might have a bit of a strategy to come through on that end. Meanwhile, we do see the players here coming through from GREEDYFORKILLS and Jack Digger. Fighting for contention, for possession of Potato Hill. Danzo Millers going to be scanning the ridge, looking for a bit of an angle, bit of an opportunity, looking to see if they can reach on in. But so far, GREEDYFORKILLS is not going to be giving them all too much just yet. The team now just really starting to cram on in. RUKH, of course, just a little bit more towards the eastern side. RUKH Esports just slightly off to the north. But again, RUKH, they just simply can't resist the temptation. Oh, they start to push on through. And that is going to be Hemo now, opening up with a few welcoming hits. RUKH also going to be looking to see if they too can find themselves a bit of a play. Mo Esports now approaching that zone. Iron coming through there from Arab Golden. Still going to be out there, way out in the blue. Not quite sure what is going on there for Iron, but let's hope that they can somehow get magnetically pulled all the way back into the safety of the zone. Costa Black also going to be holding on that far eastern side. The zone now centers up beautifully on towards farm and the surrounding area. Again, not a lot of crazy compounds to really take much possession of, so the teams are going to have to fight for the ones that are already secured. Some very slim pickings going to come through here. Well, of course, that is going to be resulting in quite a bit of action. Speaking of which, here we go. Broly does find your force, but they too get brought to their knees as Amjid just dials up the heat. Oh, Wisey going to be looking to rush in the end. Now down to G-Brute. Oh, but just blindly rushing into the face of adversity does stop the run for the side of Special Esports. Instead, they get sent away with not a single elimination to their name. Clear vision. So just waiting very patiently. Vankit now gathering enough information there to bring it back to the team. So let's see what the play is going to be coming through there from the side of Clear Vision. As they do hold on to a very centered position. But again, with so many teams in the surrounding area, it's not going to be the easiest one to defend. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Bokus though. Looking to make the most out of the opportunity. Coming through with a bit of a tappity tap. Mo Esports also not just about to join us within that zone. But first, they're going to have to find their way around 77k. As we got Cacao, Thor, Morteza, and Fahita. Just patiently chilling on the edge. Does seem like Mo, they've been able to find at least a bit of rotation, pushing through a slight little gap here. Elisio trying to hold on to a little bit of control. In the meanwhile, RUKH also just trying to get themselves fortified in the compound. Ooh, smash though. Gonna be looking to find a bit of a play here. Meanwhile, Ab Golden, Iron is gonna be sealing their own fate. Off they go. Now it's gonna be +18, feeling the heat. As XENON And Nagato are going to be looking to keep up the pressure. Alright, so the nades now flying all over the place. XENON very, very low on that health bar. Does find at least a little bit of damage onto Amjid. And there we go. The follow through is there. And that is going to be +18 out in 17th place. Alright, so Virtual Gaming Squad feeling pretty confident at this point. Sitting with a lovely, luscious 9 eliminations up. They are now going to be looking to see what their play will be as RUKH now starts to dial up the pressure, looking to find a bit of an angle. They do find Reno. Oh, Default coming through with a beautiful hit, but it's an absolute bombardment of utility flying all over the place. Again, is also then downed, and now it's up to Zuxi. Oh, trying to fish through the smoke. But down they go. Also, only 1 elimination to their name. Mo Esports also finding quite a bit of a play there at the expense of Arab Golden. So we've already lost quite a few teams. It's currently Castle Black and the World of Battle fighting for possession of that eastern side. FM also going to get hit with a bit of that autocorrect. Now let's see whether or not Krona can autocorrect the position here. This is going to be the final 2 contenders left here for Castle Black. Still got to watch out for clear vision off on that back end. They could have a bit of reach. Ooh, but the World of Battle, they have the numbers to really contest this position, to get it under their control. Let's see whether or not this is going to plan out for them. Krona, though, coming through with a follow-up. Down it is. And that is going to be, of course, Castle Black now. Well, getting shipped out in 12th place. Also, only 1 elimination up. The fight for Potato Hill continues. Well, it's resolved. It is going to be Greedy sending away the side of Jack Digger. 11th place. No placement points, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Amjid now. Oh, getting met here as Mo Esports secures their 3rd elimination. Let's see if Pedro can find that last bit of reach. Ooh, well, the answer is yes. That is Hulk down. It's now just Fares raining down onto Pedro. So Licio, easy. Still in a position where they could look to find that last bit of a spray. Closing this one up for Virtual Gaming Squad. But Fares is not going to be looking to have themselves exposed just yet. Of course, XENON coming in from behind as well. Ooh, looking to play the opposition. Blue Zone definitely not helping the matter along here. It is going to be Alicio looking to see if they can find something, but instead, it is going to be Fajita all the way from the edge of the southern side of zone, securing the spray. Actually playing quite a bit of a helping hand, right, there for the side of Mo Esports. With that, we are down to our final 9 contenders left to duke it out for the winner chicken dinner. The 77k all the way down south, clear vision just on the edge. And XENON then of course now going to be looking to lock down at least that southern side of the zone. The 77k. They are going to have a pretty tough rotation moving through this one. Mo Esports going to find themselves in a very similar kind of situation. They're of course just slightly more towards that western side. RUKH Esports not yet giving up the position all the way up north. Instead, going to be trying to ensure their rotation is successful, as they are going to be looking to head back into the safety of the zone. Malek, Ninja Boy, going to be looking to play the ridge line. As Vampires now take a much wider 2-2 split coming through. Let's see if the rotation is going to work out in their favor. World of Battle, of course, just patiently waiting there for them as well. Mo now. They've mustered up the confidence to come pushing forward. Oh, look at that, though. It is going to be Thor just swinging the hammer onto Easy. Down they go. So it's now reliant on Pedro and Eliseo to see if they can get more Esports properly secured in this next zone shift. 77k, they are going to be looking to avoid the carnage as they head a little bit further more towards that eastern side. But of course, they've got their own problems to worry about. Morteza, ooh, they're going to come looking in. Looking for a bit of an opportunity here. So we've got about 50 seconds or so left on the clock until this next blue zone is going to be closed up completely. Then we'll see where exactly our next zone is going to be taking us. XENON looking very, very comfortable at this point. Holding on to the edge. I do have a full squad, but not a single elimination. In the meanwhile, we do say goodbye to RUKH Esports, as they will fall with 5 eliminations. Oh, the World of Battle now getting ready for a bit of action. Clear Vision going to be knocking on the door. Well, the World of Battle holding on to a 2-1 split, so this could actually still work out. Unless, of course, Focus gets the play on towards Arthur, in which Mohammed might have their hands full trying to defend. But meanwhile, it's going to be Krona being brought to their knees. You can see one shot on Focus now, just trying to fortify the edge of the zone. Unfortunately, it's going to be 77k looking to play a bit of upset as Kakao reaches in. Focus is down. Now it's up to Van Keert in one shot. Vampires also playing a bit of third party as they move in. Going through from the far eastern side. Ooh, this is not looking good. World of Battle, Clear Vision. On a very sweaty spot indeed. 77k and the Vampires having an opportune moment to strike. Could definitely look to secure themselves quite a few of those eliminations. In the meanwhile, 77k are going to be looking firstly for their way back up to the top. They need to secure their foothold. Whoa. Gotta say though, GREEDYFORKILLS, they are looking pretty good here. Got a good possession of the zone, good control, good angles. Oh, but is that gonna work out in their favor? In the meanwhile, is gonna be Fahita now looking to push in. Oh, getting caught with the hand in on the nade. Mohammed flying down the hill. No! Oh, is he gonna get it though, Kakao? Yeah, North Kakao secures it, and that is the end of the World of Battle. Kakao now finding themselves also in a quite challenging position, right? Not quite unfortunate, but challenging indeed. More Esports going to be pushing in from that western side. Eliseo has been found. Now it's down to Pedro. Let's see if Senka is going to reach all the way across. Oh, yep, there we go. Marshall bringing in the final few hits, and that is Mo Esports out to go in 7th. At least managing to find themselves those 4 eliminations. Vampires now all the way to the north. Going to be looking to, rush in on Greedy, and they do succeed. As Vampires clutch it out. Greedy out with 6 in 6th place. Vampires now sitting on 5. So we're down to our final 5 teams. You see 77k, Smash, Clear Vision, Xenon, and Vampires. Violence, agreed. An interesting name indeed. Alright, let's see what the Vanguard is going to make happen here. 7 Reef. Oh, feeling the heat. And Molly going to be cooking them up right there in that little shack. So much so that Xenon now have 5 eliminations up. Smash team, not a single elim up. Oh, and we say ciao to Cacao. As Senke locks in the spray, only 3 teams now remain. It's going to be between the Vampires, Xenon, and Clear Vision. So if you want to make a prediction as to who's going to be the one to take it, now would be the time to do so. The meanwhile, it's going to be Vampires still sitting on a full squad. The only team currently doing that. They try to creep up. Vanguard, 1 shot now. First, they're going to be looking to get themselves secured up in towards the zone, as a big majority of that zone is, of course, controlled here by Xenon and the Vampires. So 5 eliminations for the Vampires, 6 going over to the side of Xenon. Clear Vision only finding themselves 3 so far. Oh, 1 shot. Gonna try and make the shots last as best they can. Marshall, Lazy Boy. Gary Boy gonna be holding quite patiently on the edge. As Vanguard now needs to try and get that res in. Looking to bring Clear Vision back into contention. Otherwise, they are going to be down to a solo. Vampires having beautiful reach. They got a nice bit of high ground to play off of. Still, you got to watch out. Right, Clear Vision, Xenon, both going to be hugging these ridge lines. They know as long as they stay hidden, Vampires can't find them, and this will allow them to potentially even creep up on them. Welcome, boys. Right, so here we go. Vampires. Still trying to lock it down. They now have to rotate a little bit further down. Looking to get themselves positioned up in towards the zone. Meanwhile, looking at the side here of Xenon, they have nothing to worry about. At least not with regards to positioning, right? They've got decent hard cover to work off of. Nice nade coming through here from Vanguard. But again, Marshall now waiting very patiently to see what angles are going to come through here from Clear Vision. Now this opens up the opportunity for the Vampires to get themselves positioned, to get themselves in exactly the angle they are looking for. So could this be a potential Vampires victory? It could be. But let's see whether or not they are going to be able to capitalize on the numbers and potential positional advantage. They're not going to be looking to play it as cautiously as they can. If Marshall only knew how close they are. Oh, there we go. Malek dropping back down and gives Marshall exactly the cue they need. Oh, No! Malik, Ninja Boy, both getting blown up. Now it's gonna be that full send coming through from Lazy Boy. Wow, they get stopped in their tracks. I was convinced. Wow. So Lazy Boy, unfortunately, not gonna be able to get the clutch just yet. Clear vision now. A golden opportunity. Right, quite a bit of carnage already happening up above as Marshall does find side. Down they go. Hazard now the final hope for left. Already 8 eliminations up for the side of XENON. Clear vision coming through on 6. Vampires and XENON down to solos. This could be that ticket now for Clear vision. Hazard now getting locked onto it. Down they go. Marshall in danger. It's going to be a 1v2. The molly is loose. Van Kid going to be looking to bank it. Oh, they're going to find it though. Oh, there we go. Clear vision. Wow, beating the odds, stepping up, securing themselves the winner chicken dinner. Holy goodness. Well done to Clear vision. Securing themselves a very gracious winner chicken dinner there. Coming through with a lovely 7 eliminations as well. I mean, a very aggressive performance that we've had from several of our teams actually managing to make it into those late stages. But then things quieted down a little bit, right? Teams not looking to get as aggressive because they know, or they don't exactly know where to go with these pushes, right? To see exactly where they can get the angles. But of course, Clear vision, well, they clearly knew exactly what they needed to do as they just kept themselves, well, just out of harm's reach, right? Just patiently waiting in the wing over towards that southeastern side and moving up just with the zone to ensure that the Vampires and XENON settle the dispute on their behalf. So well played. Good strategy going through. Of course, XENON finding themselves 9 eliminations in this past match. Virtual Gaming Squad also doing pretty well. Also ending their play on 9 eliminations. So very excited to see exactly what those boards are going to be looking at like. But in the meanwhile, of course, we are going to be hopping over into our highlights to remind you of a few of the amazing plays. So let's enjoy. Alright. Some very exciting gameplay coming through. But of course, well, now we got to go through the proceedings, right? We got to see how many points our respective teams were able to secure. We need to see how that impacts our current leaderboard, where these teams find themselves. And of course, have there been any major upsets, right? Those are the questions that we are going to be looking to have answered as we are going to be making our way even closer to that match number 3. Of course, match number 3 heading straight back into Erangel yet again to see what our teams are going to be bringing in. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at our MVPs. It is going to be Marshall coming through with the most eliminations. One shot, though, is going to be locking in the most damage alongside Van Kid, who's been able to secure themselves those 2 utility finishes. Hazard, though, with a lovely, gracious 366 meter hit. I mean, that is very impressive. Faker not going to be faking it though, covering quite a bit of ground in this last match. Very active with regards to very active with regards to those positions, trying to get themselves secured. But yes, it is indeed a very exciting FM, I guess it's worth a shot then, right? I mean, you won't know until you try. What we do know, though, in the meanwhile, is going to be the points. It's going to be Clear Vision sat on a lovely 17 pointers. There's going to be XENON and Vampires also locked in on those double digits. 15 and 10 points respectively. Virtual Gaming Squad, though, holding on to 5th. All the points coming through from eliminations. 9 going to their name. I mean, the same thing happened for XENON, but XENON still able to find themselves that 2nd place finish. Or hopefully we can see Virtual Gaming Squad potentially fixing that as we proceed through our matches here. And then taking a look at the rest of the board, it's going to be RUKH and the players then. They're from Special. They will have to wait in line over at that donut shop looking for a few points. But indeed, it is what it is, right? You can see those points are being secured right there, of course. Moving into match number 3, right? That is going to be the players from Group D that are going to be joining us on the battlefield. Group C are going to be taking a bit of a break. So that is, for Group C, going to be Castle Black, RUKH Esports, Smash Team, as well as XENON. And then, of course, now we are going to be having Blackhand, Falcons White, Superpower, as well as Wave Esports joining us back on the field. Speaking about fields, right? Here we go, taking a look at those points. It is going to be Falcons White now secured on 109 points, holding on to the lead. A very comfortable 17-point lead over that of RUKH Esports. And of course, XENON in this last match managing to jump themselves up into 3rd place, swapping places essentially then there with Blackhand. Virtual Gaming Squad doing the exact same thing with Special. But as you take a look a little bit further down, right, Clear Vision, they were sat on this page all the way down in 11th place, 12th place. They've jumped up 4 slots, 77k. They've also moved up 4 Vampires. They've also moved up 4 the World of Battle. They've moved up 2 slots all the way from that 14th position. And as a result of all these moves, RUKH, Wave, Arab Golden, +18, Castle Black, and Smash, they've all now had to settle a little bit further down that leaderboard. Of course, no change coming through for Superpower, Jack Digger, all the players from Mo Esports, aside from the addition of points, right? So they've added a few additional points to the board, but now they're going to try and lock in even more, as we are going to be stepping right into yet another Erangel to see what our teams are going to be bringing in here. And of course, well, who do you think is going to be the team to take the victory coming into the next match? Do you think it's going to be Clear Vision yet again? Looking to maybe double down on those winner chicken dinners? Could it potentially be a team like Blackhand or Falcons White that are going to be stepping in? Could it be Superpower or Wave looking to play a few of these upsets? Of course, we don't know just yet, but I welcome your predictions, right? So be sure to let me know in the chat. Dre does say that it is indeed going to be the Falcons. How did it go with Clear? Well, clearly they had something up their sleeve because they got themselves that winner chicken dinner. And of course, as we are getting ready to make our way right back into our final Erangel of the day, Clear Vision, they are going to be going at it yet again. But is it going to be the opportunity for them to secure that winner chicken dinner? Number 2, is it going to be back-to-back, or could we have someone else get it? We can see Johnny coming through with a prediction there for Mo Esports. Well, let's see, right? This is their last match before they take a break. And then they'll be back in match number 5. At least Mo Esports. Who else do we have here? Ooh. Ellen saying that it's going to be Blackhand to take the winner chicken dinner. Jahad agreeing with that. Jani is convinced that it's going to be Mo Esports. I love the dedication, right? And I'm pretty sure the teams appreciate that as well. Speaking about dedication, we are going to be dedicated to action, carnage, mayhem, and chaos. As we are going to be prepping ourselves to hop into our next match. So without any further delay, here we go. It's a nice little change up with regards to that flight path. We're not going to be starting in South George. Instead, we are going to be starting all the way over on that western side, heading all the way up towards Stalba and Kameshki. It's a nice little bit of a trade-off. Well, let's see where that zone is going to be going. The previous zone held all the way to that western side. Eastern side, rather. Sometimes I turn my compass upside down. Alright, so good distribution coming through for the teams, all making their way in their respective directions. Ooh, Arab Golden looking to get into a little bit of the action as the zone yet again goes to the eastern side, but this time with a little bit more of a southern twist to it. Now being inclusive of that military island. Ooh. But it's going to be Jack Digger and Wave getting right down to business. Berg's going to be the first player with elimination up. Let's give himself that first blood. Right, got out there coming through for Falcons in hand, saying, let's go! And meanwhile, we are going to be shouting that at Digger and Wave to see who's going to be the one to let it go. Who's going to let it loose? Rex performed so well in the previous match. And the meanwhile, it's going to be Arab Golden, MEA Esports, and Special up in towards the north, playing their way through shooting range and Saverni. Oh, Pedro has been found. Broly has been kicked back into the lobby. Yep, there we go. Pedro getting confirmed to the vehicle. And let's see what Wave is going to do. Are they going to look to defend? Oh, Gaddafi stepping up. But unfortunately, that DBS is not going to hold out for long enough. Now it's going to be up to the rest of Jack here, looking to see what they can make happen with a few shotties. So Jack now still holding on a full squad, getting themselves patched up and ready to roll. Petrox and Zizal look to keep it nice and quiet on the edge, but Miramar doesn't seem like they want to allow for too much of that to come through. They want to get the they get those elims, right? They want to wrap up this fight because they know that they still need to get themselves all the way back in towards that zone. Right now, it's going to be showtime. It's going to be go time. As Jack get a little impatient. Perks is down, as is Melas. So Wave now looking to even out the board. Let's see if Jack can pick up. Oh, no. Danzo is down. Come on from us. Oh, there we go. There we go. One down, one more to go. It's now Petrox and Miramar having to show off. Showdown! We'll see who's going to be the one. Who's going to be the team to survive. Miramar. Oh, getting one tapped by Petrox, and that is a Wave. Waving goodbye as Jack Digger make it out with 3 eliminations up to their name. Oof! That one's got a sting. But now it's going to sting just as bad for Petrox, right? Because, well, it's only Petrox. Meanwhile, it's going to be Mo getting met with a bit of a spray here coming through from the side of Special as they try to run away. Arab Golden coming back up to the surface as Elisio tries to put a little bit of distance in between them. But there we go. It's now only down to Elisio. And that is it. Elisio enjoying some jams as they look for position elsewhere in zone. I mean, at this point, Erangel is their oyster. Only to some extent, right? Only the open positions. I mean, if Elisio continues to head down south following the road, they're going to find themselves in a bit of opposition, right? The World of Battle and Greedy are going to be waiting just on the edge up in Rozok. In the meanwhile, it is going to be the players here from 77k sharpening their stakes as they are going to be having to dig it out against the vampires. Blind Sugar coming through saying, clear vision, you have got this. I mean, it's a little bit early to say, but sure. You know, we'll take the support regardless. As Clear Vision find themselves smack dab center zone, at least for the time being. Having to potentially make a bit of a play there against the Falcons, but we'll see how both those teams look to rotate. In the meanwhile, it's going to be the Vampires not perched up on the bridge. Ooh, Elisio has been found. Arab Golden. This could be their golden opportunity. But will they be able to find Elisio? Oh, oh. Hey, hey, there we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, and there they go. That is the end of the road. Yep. Mo Esports out in 15th, one elimination up. Mason having so much fun that they forgot to pick up ammo. In the meanwhile, there's going to be the Vampires still holding on to the edge of the bridge. They got +18 just towards the southern side of that. Now 77k, and Petrox are going to be looking to move in here. So first two teams that got sent out, both of them at least walking away with those elimination points up. In the meanwhile, ooh, look at that zone. We've got a little bit of a contentious play coming through onto its center zone. A little bit of that congestion coming up to the north and, of course, over towards that western side. So let's see where the zombie is going to be taking us. Ooh, nice bit of a shift. Nice shift. So our teams are on that western bridge, right? They're going to have to decide. Are they going to look for rotation coming through from the south? Or are they going to be looking to rotate in from the western side? Either which way, it is going to take quite a bit of rotating to get themselves properly secured moving into that zone. As Black Hand now enter from the north. Arab Golden, Special, and Ra'ad are yet to cover that ground. Here are our chicken dinner winners from the previous match. Match number 2 going straight over onto Clear Vision. So as a result of that glorious chicken that Vision found, they climbed themselves up. Quite a few points, right? Quite a few slots on that board as well. Ooh, but are they going to have the same run this time again? As they come rushing straight into the world of battle. Ooh. Hey, very aggressive showing coming through from Clear Vision. Wow. Just wiping the floor there with World of Battle. Wow, Clear Vision finding momentum out of nowhere. A very impressive showing coming through here from them. So let's see what Focus and the rest of the crew will have in store for us. Falcons white. Just a little bit further down towards that southern side. So Clear Vision, well, they need to be careful. Of course, not only do they have Falcons white to their southern side, they've got Greedy just towards their north as well. So again, a very, very contentious position to hold. Meanwhile, it's going to be Virtual Gaming Squad now looking to capitalize on the western edge, as they have a plethora of teams yet to rotate up. Vampires being one of those. Alright, so Virtual Gaming Squad going to be giving up edge of zone. And instead preferring a position a little bit more secure. Something that could definitely aid in that longevity, right? Definitely going to be looking to play into the much, much later stage. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Special also just holding on to the edge. The teams get ready to mobilize themselves yet again. There's going to be Clear Vision though, still having to deal with that knock. As Funcher King has just come knocking on the door. Greedy could also now look to spring into action. But +18. Just enjoying the peace and tranquility that the blue zone can sometimes bring. They are going to be sat all the way down on that far southern edge. I mean, once they start rotating up, they could definitely play a bit of an upset onto the Falcons' position, as they do have access to that eastern bridge. But Falcons now just trying to utilize extra, each and every little bit of that elevation they can find. Ooh, almost driving the hit in. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Vampires still trying to find their approach. Special, just trying to get themselves out of the pressure cooker here as they head further and further into the zone. Already YC securing a bit of a foothold. Oh, but now it's going to be 77k. Cacao, not just trying to do the due diligence. Again, trying to ensure that there's no one left in that building. But they might have a few other more pressing matters to worry about. In the meanwhile, it's going to be RUKH pushing in from the north, finding a bit of an angle on towards Black Hand. Hand, of course, now focusing down onto Wave. As we do say goodbye to Petrox, that is done and dusted. At least they're getting sent out with 4 eliminations up. XENON is going to be falling next, as they come pushing in from that southern edge. Now, up north, Black Hand, well, they do have a few spare moments to work with here, but instead it's going to be RUKH now focusing down onto Arab Golden. Oh, nice trade, as Hazem gets found. The rest of Arab Golden, they're not going to be sticking around on the edge of prison. Meanwhile, Fevo does close it up. That is one way to get a confirmation secured. 12 teams remain. Only one team down on a 2-piece. The rest still holding on to 3 and 4. So +18. Holding a nice cautious angle there towards the southern side. I have a bit of a sense that there could be quite a bit of chaos just around the corner, right? Of course, we can see it is going to be the players from Superpower just waiting in the wing. Meanwhile, Virtual Gaming Squad and Vampires now could definitely look to push it even further. Clear vision, though. Going to get themselves properly set up in that center zone. Focus now, just exploring the territory. We're looking to see if they could maybe get a sense of where the rest of the teams are. It does seem like RUKH and Hand are going to be looking to disengage as they start to venture a little bit further down south. But Mazara are not going to be giving it up just yet. Giving RUKH a full sense of safety as Fevo now starts to rotate up. Zuxi, oh, coming through with that DBS. Fair trade so far on either side. RUKH, oh, 2 potential players. As you can see, those reses are coming through, and with that, they swoop on down on Black Hand, sending them back from whence they came. But doing so with no eliminations to their name. In the meanwhile, RUKH feeling very, very confident right here. Did RUKH not take them down in the previous match as well? Is this not the second time that we've now seen this happen? Who was the previous team to take down Black Hand? I'm pretty sure it was them. Either which way, we are going to be jumping back on towards that western side of zone. It's going to be Vampires and Virtual Gaming Squad themselves in a bit of a standoff. They are secured within zone. They don't know. They know that they don't have to rotate up anytime soon. But RUKH now, that is not going to stop them as they do find themselves a little bit of greedy. Oh, RUKH. RUKH took down hand. There we go. I mean, I knew it was something with an R. So whether it's a RUKH or RUKH. There we go. But either which way, hand has now fallen to the R's twice. So GREEDYFORKILLS. The nice position here. They can definitely look to leverage against the side there of RUKH. But they're going to have to compete against the side of 77k. Right, Cacao. Ooh, gets spotted. Fevo, good awareness. Let's see what Thor and Fajita and Morteza are going to be looking to bring through in response. Oh, instead, it is going to be Greedy that has to now suffer the consequences. As RUKH comes pushing in. Beautiful nade from Hemo. Does stop the play here from Fevo. Now it's going to be Zuxi, and again. Of course, 77k going to be looking to bring in a bit of that third-party spice. But let's see whether or not Zuxi can claim the territory. As Hemo now looks to disengage, looking to just put as much distance in between themselves. And that push coming through here from 77. Morteza, in the meanwhile, has been dropped to their knees. So Special now going to be looking to make a bit of a stand there, just on the edge of zone. But Special getting shot at by Clear Vision. Clear Vision getting shot at by the Falcons. Hemo managing to pull in, but now going to be pushing up on Axel. Let's see whether or not Hemo can clutch this one out. Oh, E-Flex is helping Hemo along, but Hemo trying to secure that, luckily for them, because the ammunition has run out. That mag getting emptied out. The +18 Arab Golden, Falcons and Greedy are going to be sat here right in Malta. Clear Vision going to be holding over on towards that western side. Now it's going to be the Vampires pushing in on Virtual Gaming. The two teams keep on finding each other out on the battlefield. So first we have the R's stepping up. Now it's going to be the V's stepping up. A 77k gets taken right on down. But the blue zone is going to be closing in as well. This is going to be applying pressure to both these teams. But a good nade there from Amjid. Oh, but they get caught with their hand on the trigger instead. The trade is there. It's now going to be Hulk looking to smash, but instead they will get smashed. And Yafoz now having to make a little bit of magic happen. But there comes the final devastating blows. And that is the end of the Vampires. Again, spending a little bit too much time out in the sun. And unfortunately, Virtual Gaming Squad not getting all those eliminations, but in the meanwhile, they too will have to get themselves situated as they move in alongside the Falcons. Clear Vision, of course, clearing up a little bit of that congestion, finding themselves Yafoz. Perez now having very limited options. RUKH also going to be pushing in from the eastern side. So Special all the way up towards the northern side. Superpower coming through from the western front, right? So we've got 2 Vs, 2 Rs, and 2 SBs. Let's see who's going to be a team to clutch it out though. Hemo. Oof. Smack dab center zone. You can expect quite a bit of a difficult play I mean, a solo going up against these odds, it's not going to be an easy one. Odd and Arab Golden also going to be holding it quite steadily on the edge. Plus 18 also now having to revert their attention. Just fix that positioning. In the meanwhile, Ra'ad also going to be looking to rectify their own positioning here as they move in alongside Hemo. This could be a golden opportunity now coming through. In the meanwhile, is going to be Superpower having their cape getting stuck in the door as Berlin also then falls. Oh, Fares now going to be having to hold it nice and steady. Unab and Al-Hajj are going to be the only two left, as White Boy and Berlin will be the next ones to fall. Fortunately, not the entire team. Psych also going to be keeping it nice and quiet here on the edge. Going to be looking to see if they can maybe make a bit of a play now onto Superpower or Virtual Gaming Squad. Could reach down onto that beach as well. Ooh. But could Unna pick it up here? Plus 18 and just hanging in the wing. Again, a lot of contention coming through. Heavily packed southern edge of the zone. The north, not as sweaty, surprisingly enough. We've got clear vision and special holding towards the north. The rest of the teams all sat in the lower half of this map. But who's going to be the one now presented with the opportunity to try and capitalize? Ra'ad already up to 6 eliminations. Clear vision up to 6 as well. Clear vision, 1 elimination away from replicating at least the elimination count they had in that previous match. Oh, nicely done. Puncher King locking in. Down goes Unab. Now it's all down to Alpha Logi. Plus 18. Going to be looking to drive it in. Previous match, they only secured themselves 1 single point, 1 elimination. And they are now 1 slot away from not only placement point territory, but also going over and beyond that which they brought in the previous Erangel match. Right, here we go though. Alphology, yeah, down they go. That is Superpower getting stopped right there in their tracks. Unfortunately, not a single point. Falcons, Virtual Gaming, plus 18, now having to do quite a bit of work to get themselves positioned all the way up towards the north. But clear vision. Going to be looking to turn their focus down towards those southern edges. Looking to capitalize on all the potential carnage they can find. Special also in a very good position there. It does seem like Ra'ad and Arab Golden are going to be focusing in on each other as well. But let's see, Fares, are they going to be able to make it out? They've already been found. We just need that final few nades to come through. Clear Vision having a pretty good day so far. Special. We've only found 3 points prior to this match. Again, finding themselves on 3, but they are in placement point territory. Well, and with that, they will get sent out with 4 points, right? So 7 points so far for the side there of Special. In the meanwhile, is going to be plus 18. Also now just trying to trickle their way on in. Quite a bit of opposition getting brought through here by Arab Golden. Up comes Mason looking to make a play. Ooh, the hits are there. E-Flex getting found. Down they go. Gotta watch out for them walls. And up comes the hits. The absolute devastation now from Mason. It is down to Nagato. Again, you can't overpeak this angle. Just so much opposition, but they do manage to find themselves a bit of Mason. Now it's down to Iron. 1v1. Oh, the upset though. The upset coming through from Zuxi as they held +18 to survive even longer. But now the pressure's on, right? Zuxi and Nagato having a bit of a standoff on the edge of that zone. Ra'ado secured on 7 eliminations. Out comes Clear Vision. Falcons going to be looking to drive it through as best they can. Falcons though with only 3 points to their name. This is quite a bit of a runaway coming through here from Clear Vision. Already secured on 9 eliminations. Already going over and above that of which they brought through in match number 2. The other difference also being is that at this point they had only 2 players surviving. Now they have a full squad up. So is this going to be exactly that kind of momentum they need to get yet another winner chicken dinner? +18, they're out with 3. They settle for 5th place. So we are down to our final 4 teams. Falcons down to 2. Ra'ad down on 1. Greedy holding on 1. And Clear Vision coming through on a full squad. The previous match, it was Vampires coming through with 4 players at this point. But then it all went downhill from there. Bokus now getting found as Zuxi does lock in the spray, but Zuxi still has quite a bit of ground to try and cover. Clear Vision, they have the luxury of that hill. Falcons now going to be looking to test them out. Vankid with a nade. Oh, a little bit short. Down goes Vito. Vankid stepping up. Finds Psych. Oh, down goes Falcons White. Crazy defense coming through here from Vankid. So now it is Clear Vision up against 2 solos. It is Hemo and Zuxi. And then the full force of what Clear Vision can bring on through. But I think it's safe to say that Clear Vision have their eyes on the prize. Oh, that could be it though. Zuxi just narrowly squeezing that nade on through Hemo. Zuxi about to get caught by the blue, but also by the spray down from Hemo. Now it is going to be Hemo up against Clear Vision, but is the blue zone going to beat them to the punch? Utilities come out, and the answer is yes. Hemo falls to the blue. But there we go. There we have it. Clear Vision coming through with a back-to-back winner chicken dinner. Taking all our Erangels here for the day. Very impressive performance coming through from Clear Vision. I mean, that puts them up on 38 points. Just for today. 18 eliminations. And 20 placement points. Of course, 2 winner chicken dinners. It'll do something like that for your momentum. But what an insane performance that it was coming through from the side of Clear Vision. Having a really, really good run here. I mean, definitely showing quite a bit of dominance when it comes to Erangel. So it's great to see them really stepping up. You know, just letting it loose. And I mean, boy, did they let loose 38 points. That is pretty dang impressive. I mean, that's 9 points more than what Falcons White were able to secure so far for the day. But of course, as we know, that's only our first 3 matches done and dusted. We still have our 2 Miramars that are yet to come. But speaking about things that are yet to come, let's get into this highlights. Well, Clear Vision coming through with a very, very confident performance there. You can't fault to anything that they've done so far today. I mean, they've been just on the money, right? Erangel, well, they definitely are proving to be quite the force to be reckoned with. I mean, they are now very, very close to catching up with RUKH Esports, right? RUKH Esports sitting on 62 points for Erangel. Clear Vision sitting on 52 points. So only 10 points now separating these two teams when it comes to the total amount of placement they've been able to secure so far. But, you know, that now puts Clear Vision up on 21 total placement points that they've been able to get on Erangel. So 20 of those points coming through just today. So very, very exciting showing coming through there from Clear Vision. But of course, well, now we need to see how all that aggression on Erangel is going to translate into Miramar. Because as we know, these are two starkly different maps, right? Things are definitely going to look quite different. But in the meanwhile, let's take a look at our top performers. It is going to be Zuxi from RUKH, securing the most eliminations. And then, of course, well, the most damage. Well, they won, right? 1-1-1-1-1. So that is almost 4 chickens. Getting sent to Zuxi. Not quite, with 1111 damage. Very, very exciting stuff indeed. It's going to be Syke securing themselves that nade finish. Nagato nearly hitting a 200-meter shot. And then, of course, Thor just rumbling down, getting themselves just over 10 kilometers of distance traveled in this last match. Now, that's quite a bit, right? I mean, the map is only so big. But it explains, you know, kind of why we were seeing what we were seeing there. Speaking about seeing things, let's take a look at these leaderboards. It is going to be Clear Vision, then sat on a very comfortable 21 points. Versus the 17 that they got in just the previous match. Of course, then RUKH coming through with 12 to their name. Arab Golden secured on 10. And then we see the players from Greedy coming through there with their 3 eliminations as well. Virtual Gaming Squad going to be secured all the way down in 7th place. This time around, finding themselves 5 eliminations up. So a good showing. But as we know, right, we got to take a look at the second page as well to see exactly where the teams find themselves. And it is going to be looking slightly different, right? Superpower and World of Battle again. We're going to be finding ourselves towards that lower end of the board. In the previous match, it was RUKH and Special Esports that sat in that position. So they know exactly how it feels to be there. But we got to see what these teams are going to be bringing to the table as we are now prepping ourselves to head over to the desert, right? Getting ready for a little bit of that dusty action, right? The dusty dunes to come on through. Now let's take a look at just the damage distribution coming through from our teams here. Clear Vision coming through with 2117. Ooh, versus the 2000 from the previous one. But again, looking very, very healthy with regards to that aggression. I mean, Special also going to be closing it up towards that 5th place with 1136, finding themselves 3 eliminations. The strongest conversion rate, though, is going to go to Arab Golden, finding 8 eliminations out of only 1300 damage. So, you know, quite a bit of capability coming through from the teams that they are showing here so far. But more importantly, we've got to see how all of that is going to translate over onto Miramar. Because as we know, we are going to be stepping into back-to-back Miramars. That is going to be our play to close off the day. Now also moving into match number 4. This means this is going to be the last match coming through for our participants in Group A. So that is the players from 77K, Jack Digger, as well as RUKH and the Vampires. Right, so whatever they can't get done on this map, that's it for the day. It's done and dusted. Now, as a result of them playing their last match, Group B, they are going to be sitting this one out. So that is going to be Mo Esports, +18, as well as Special and the World of Battle. So let's see what 77K, Jack, RUKH, and the Vampires are going to be looking to bring on through. Now, with regards to their performances that we've seen so far on just a few Miramars, right? We've only had about 5 Miramars or so that has taken place. 77K definitely find themselves all the way up in 12th place with regards to 16 total points, 11 of which has come through as a result of those eliminations. But speaking about points, let's take a look at PMGC points, because this is what we know the teams are going to be chasing. As we do have Mo Esports then secured on 232, all the way up in that lovely, luscious 13th place. So Vampires still all the way in 20th, but as we climb up, right, XENON now increasing their points up to 607 total. But that means a few things. Right. That means a few things. Falcons, yep, almost with a 100-point lead over that of 77k. That is going to be a pretty tough gap to try and close. I mean, RUKH Esports coming through with 758. I'm not quite sure whether or not they are going to be able to catch Falcons White. I mean, that is quite the gap. That is like 118 points, 117 points, something ridiculous. So that is going to require quite a bit of hard work, right? Getting 100 plus points more than a team like Falcons. Whew. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I honestly don't know whether or not that is going to happen. I mean, based on just the performance that we had come through from Falcons the previous season, I mean, they were leading by 90 points. So, good luck. Good luck. It's gonna be a pretty tough one. But of course, as we know, the teams are up to the challenge, right? That's why they are here. That's why they are grinding. And fortunately, it's still early days, so there's quite a lot that can happen. We could see the teams find something phenomenal happening along the way, and that could result in, you know, an insane amount of points being secured. But then meanwhile, speaking about insane, speaking about points, well, we got to point our radars over to Miramar to see exactly what our teams are going to be bringing through. So, if you've got any predictions as to where you think the flight path and zone is going to be going, let me know before we get there, right? Because in the meanwhile, we are going to be getting ready to hop straight on in to see exactly what that map is going to be bringing on through. As we are going to be jumping in. It is go time. We are going to be starting up north there. You can see the lovely oasis just down below. It's one of those places without a lovely name to point it out. And we are heading right across the way down to Impala. It's a good reach. Not exactly smack dab center. But it is going to do. Quite a few of the teams, as you can see, Falcons White, they are most likely going to go all the way towards the trailer park. Because that is where they like to drop if they can't reach down into Valle del Mar, Minas del Sur, that far southern reach. So that is very likely where we could see them going. I'm still waiting in anticipation to see what that zone is going to be bringing on through. I'm not quite sure what a spur zone is. Maybe it's a spur of a moment prediction. Mike saying it's hand it's time. Want to see if that is going to be the play, as they do start off with quite a bit of a spread. The zone, ooh. The zone is going to be stuck over on towards that eastern side. And a nice chunk of that zone, at least 40% of it, is not going to be playable area. So not only is there water, but there's also a nice little chunk of that zone that the teams won't exactly be able to get up onto. In the meanwhile, down in Impala is going to be Jack Digger and Virtual Gaming Squad getting right on down to business. I do see XENON also finding themselves in a bit of opposition. Of course, it's none other than Ra'ad. Oh, there we go. Yafaz. Danzo is Danzo. I told you it'd be a spur zone. Yeah, if that's spur, then okay, sure. In the meanwhile, let's see what Virtual Gaming Squad are going to be doing here. Will they find the rest of Jack Digger? I'm not quite convinced. You can see Jack Digger. They've now hopped in the vehicles. They are going to be looking to get themselves situated much, much further away. In the meanwhile, there's going to be Clear Vision and Ra'ad finding themselves in a bit of back and forth. But for Ra'ad, they're going to try and make this match count, seeing that it is their last one for the day. One shot also not trying that stealth approach. Again, not going to be looking to get themselves exposed unnecessarily. So with Ra'ad now locked into 13th place, as we'll see very soon up at the top of the board, at the top of the screen, rather. They have a bit of an opportunity here to try and get themselves secured up in towards that that top 12, right? They're trading with only 9 points. Nope. No, they're not. Sorry, I was looking at something else that turns out. So Rad already in 9th place. There we go. That makes a little bit more sense. 62 points. I mean, this being their last match of the day, they could definitely look to, I mean, play quite a bit of a game. They could even squeeze themselves all the way up into the top 5. Hey, hey, hey. Meanwhile, looking at the side of Wave. Only sat on 54 points. So there could be quite a bit of opportunity now. Also, a Wave to try and maybe kick up a bit of a storm. I mean, Wave, they've also been performing quite well today. Right, day 1, day 2. Yeah. But today, day 3. Things are looking much, much better. I mean, Wave Esports sitting on a grand total of 15 points for the day. So far. Let's see where they're going to look to end it. Of course, this is their second to last match. Right, so 77k. They also have a bit of an opportunity to still try and climb the board. Coming through on those 44 points. Smash team smashing it all the way down in 17th place with 36 points up. Right, so now we return to a little bit of that tranquility. Oh, 38 points. Seeing that they've already added a little bit of something here. There we go. So let's see how this is going to play out. Teams still just making their way on through. We have had a few rotations heading over in towards the zone. More importantly, we are looking at Castle Black and RUKH Esports. I could definitely look to find each other over in towards Cruz del Valle. It does seem like RUKH are going to be looking to rotate all the way down up to Eugene, who sat just north of Al Azhar. So there could be quite a bit of play now as default. Yeah, does a thing with the vehicle. XENON and Ra'ad now getting enveloped by the blue as he comes sneaking up behind them. But of course, no surprise, right? It was bound to happen at some point. Alright, Falcons also going to be feeling a little bit of that heat. Just for a very brief moment, as they are able to find themselves just up ahead of the blue zone closure. But it seemed like they are going to be opting for a very odd northern rotation. Right, going to rotate all the way around Torre Ahumada, maybe through Campo Militar, down Tierra Bronca, to find the approach in the direction of Al Azhar, right? That's what it seems to be. I'm not quite sure why. It's a very interesting rotation indeed, but in the meanwhile, it's going to be Virtual Gaming Squad and 77k all the way down to that southern edge, fighting for the outskirts of Impala. Wave going to come pushing in as well, just a little bit further over towards the western side. XENON and Ra'ad still all the way out in that blue zone. Very, very interesting rotation that we are seeing come through here. Clear Vision also out in the blue alongside Black Hand and FALCONS white, but the zone is going to be pulling up towards Al Azhar. Oh, there we go though, RUKH. Oh! Finds themselves a little bit of a trade. Daisy Boy getting brought to their knees. Now it's going to be up to Senke, Marshall, and Carry Boy to see what their response will be. They've already found themselves a little bit of that RUKH. Oh, there we go. Reno, and again, trying to put up some kind of a defense. But XENON not going to let it slide for free, though. They are going to look to apply as much pressure as they can. Oh, Carry Boy, though, getting traded. Could this be a very early end coming through for XENON? I'm not quite sure, but let's find out. I mean, RUKH, they made it all the way into the late stage in the previous match. But that was Erangel, that was a Miramar. XENON also now just stepping back out for the first time here onto the lovely desert dunes. Oh, it's going to be Senke and Marshall now left to defend. You got to watch out for again. So far, RUKH putting up a pretty good defense. So XENON trying to approach with caution. Right, they don't know exactly where again is. But that blue zone is going to be applying quite a bit of pressure, seeing that they are 3.2 kilometers away from the zone. It's going to be a very hairy and tough rotation for whoever manages to survive. Now again finds a hit into Marshall. That's going to be Senke. And again to face off. Oh, there we go. Wow. Arab Golden and XENON, both teams going to be falling. For Arab Golden, they're going to go on in 15. XENON falling just before them. Jack Digger also getting taken on down. A smash rush right onto towards them. Oh, man. What an aggressive stage. Now, all the rest of the teams, aside from RUKH, are going to be finding themselves securely positioned within the zone as the next shift comes through. A big zone blast coming through for Greedy. Yeah, Blind, I think I have to agree with you on that. I'm not quite sure what the intention was of fighting that far away. I mean, 3.2 kilometers outside of zone. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, maybe they thought it was gonna turn out in a different way. Who knows? Who knows? But what we do know is that we are down to 13 teams. Right, and already having quite a bit of that playable area being reduced. But essentially now with 12 teams situated right here, it is going to be a very tough zone to try and play through. Because again, right, there are a few compounds, but that's the city. No one is situated down in Al Azhar. Everyone is up on the hills. That's going to be Dalhap and NASA having a bit of a snake off against the side of 77. Oh, nice nade. Angle unfortunately not working out as they would have hoped. Oh, Morteza, risky rotation. But narrowly makes it back into safety. Of course, now this is a bit of that contention for center zone. As Hemo is essentially secured right in the center. Smash going to be sneaking their way on through. We got Superpower just there to accompany them up as well. Black Hand now pushing in from the far northern side. There we go. Yep. Yep. Clear Vision now in a bit of trouble. But it's not over just yet. Still have a long, long way to go. First, they're going to focus their intentions right here onto RUKH Esports. Who's going to win the fight? Is it going to be RUKH or is it going to be Clear? Oh, there we go. The shots have been delivered. So Clear Vision are down to a potential 3-piece. Unless, of course, they can get that rare secured. RUKH now bringing them back up on their feet. Gotta watch out for VanKid hiding in the smoke. Pusher could find that out first hand. Of course, the Vampires just a little bit further off in the distance. We can see them properly secured on the edge of zone. Meanwhile, Virtual Gaming Squad finding themselves a little bit of that 77k action. Oh, we got a prediction coming through for a potential Black Hand Chicken. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, nice trade. Nice play. There we go. Rami with a beautiful nade coming through. Malik, though, sneaking the head in on towards Vito. Blackhand now going to be knocking on the door. Almost getting himself secured up in towards the zone. In Blackhand, FALCONS, XENON. 3 very strong performing teams when it comes to this map. So let's see how they're going to be looking to play it out. The RUKH now. Oh. Going to be experiencing a little bit of difficulty. They're essentially now down to Eugene. The blue zone is going to be moving in as well. And that could spell quite a bit of disaster now for RUKH Esports. Yep. That is exactly what happens. As Black Hand will hands them ticket back to the lobby. Off they go. Not a single point to their name. Black Hand, though, up to 4 eliminations. VanKid not going to be keeping an eye on the trees as they crash their way on through. Luckily, there's no one to see that. Clear Vision now down to a duo. Ooh, Smash. Running into the side of the FALCONS. Then over towards the eastern side of zone. Alright, so here we go. Here we go. 77k. Oh! Bam! Getting the hit up into Fajita. It's now up to Morteza and Cacao to see if they can survive the onslaught coming through here from Smash. Clear Vision, though. Out they go. 12th place. I guess 2 winner chicken dinners was enough for them. Unfortunately, they still have one more match to go. In the meanwhile, let's see what 77k are going to be looking to do, as this is indeed their last match. Oh, nice play onto Ban. So got to watch out, right? See the FALCONS hanging in the wing. Oh, Morteza. Cacao, only 1 elimination between them. They don't have the safety of the rest of the team. So they're going to just have to make this one work out. Good spray. There we go. Now up to 2 they go. Morteza just evening out the board. They still have Black Loss to find before they are anywhere close to being in a safe position. But a slow and steady play now coming through on towards Smash. I mean, this is a good approach going through here for 77k. Right, not the craziest bit of momentum, but still nice and steady. And as we know, nice and steady wins the race. Speaking about races, There's going to be no race for Greedy as they do find themselves still pushed up in center zone, holding onto the plateau. Smash, though, going to be looking to push in, rather Superpower going to be looking to push in from that southern edge. Playing a little bit of leapfrog. Move up a bit. Secure it. Move up a bit again. Yeah, Blackhand, they've been having a pretty good run when it comes to Miramar. I mean, it's tough to make a strong analysis on this season because we're only on the 3rd day. Right, we've only seen about like 5 or 6 Miramars. So it's difficult to make a very accurate assessment as to what we could see based on just this season's performances. But if you look back on what we saw in the previous season, I mean, our dominating teams were definitely FALCONS White and RUKH. Both coming in with 230 plus points. Just on this map alone. Ooh. Greedy also being a very proficient team when it comes to Miramar. At least based on their previous season's performances. Smash team are going to be ended. Last season, at least, they were able to secure themselves that one winner chicken dinner. But what Smash team got in total points on this map is less than what RUKH Esports were able to secure in just their placement points. Now it's going to be FALCONS. Oh, look at the play, though. Yeah, Foz tries to lock it in. Unfortunately, down they go. Slowly, Virtual Gaming getting picked apart. Let's see if they are going to be able to survive the side of the Superpower. So it's a 4v1. But as I mean, they tried. They tried. GG, but it's not going to be. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Blackhand then sneaking up on Greedy. In last season, Blackhand falling 1 elimination short from hitting 100 eliminations. Right, just 1. They got themselves 2 winner chicken dinners. Greedy, though, they walked away with 3 and 142. So 43 more eliminations, right? So they were way more aggressive than Blackhand. But let's see what these teams' approach is going to be this season. Are they going to be looking to improve their overall map statistics? Andramar. Oh, nice trade. Good play going through there from Keme. Finding that angle on towards NASA. Just missing out on finding that final spray on towards Delhub. But now it's going to be Hemo looking to just bring in a bit of fortification here. Greedy. Going to try and bring a bit of a stop here to Blackhand's approach. A Blackhand, they look to be pretty dang determined at this point. 8 eliminations already. So that is 2 squads worth of damage and carnage they've been able to get so far. Meanwhile, it's going to be Superpower looking a little bit battered, a little bit bruised. Now it's going to be the FALCONS to come swooping on in. Alpha Luigi and Kona just trying their utmost to keep them at bay. They do find Teak. Puncher King also super low on health. Oh, down they go. Una blocking in the spray down. And meanwhile, we do say goodbye to Ra'ad. FALCONS now down to a 2-piece. We're left with Psych and Axa. Ooh, look at this though. Black Hand looking to tighten their grip over on towards Greedy. Oh, there we have it. That is Greedy getting swept under the rug. Out they go. 7 eliminations though. Black Hand now hitting double digits. Aggression coming in quite handy for them. In the meanwhile, it is going to be Hazard just hanging in the wing. In Koa we trust. Well, let's see whether or not Koa is going to step it up. Meanwhile, Falcons down to Axa. Psych is down. Well, Jahad, you're saying Koa we trust, but Koa has not found a single elimination in this match yet. Oh. There we go, though. Keme looking to make a bit of noise. Oh, Axa finds a white boy. Now it's down to Alpha Luigi and Unab. Yeah, Superpower gonna have a pretty tough run as they do lose Alpha Luigi as well. Not quite sure how Unab is gonna be able to get themselves secured into the zone. I mean, Axa is gonna be looking to lock it down. And to help things along, that blue zone, of course, is going to be closing in as well. So Unab might be running out of time. Blackhand, though, up to 11. Falcons sitting on 8. Good run coming through from Superpower, though. I mean, making it to top 5 with 4 eliminations up. Ellen switching to white mode, white screen. There we go. The shots, the sprays. Goa. Oh! Might get robbed of the opportunity to find themselves a few eliminations here. And who better than Axa to get the job done? Wave also looking pretty confident, as they are moving in with still a full squad up. In fact, the only team with a full squad to their name. Koa at least finding 1 elimination. Let's see what Storm and Keme can bring on through here. Are they going to be able to clutch up? Are they going to be able to find themselves the needed play to lock in that winner chicken dinner? Wave definitely not playing the most aggressive game they've played so far. I mean, going through with 2 eliminations. Ooh. But it is going to be Storm, though, to end Hazard. And there we go, the Vampires turning to dust. As we are down to our final 3 teams. Right, it is still Axa alive, up against Black Hand and Wave. But Wave, they've got the numbers advantage. Keme, Storm, and Koa for the side of Hand. Of course, the full force coming through from Wave. Petrox, Rex, Gaddafi, and Zizal. Oh, but Zizal getting dropped. Down they go. Black Hand reaches in. Finds a bit of an angle. Let's see what Keme can do here. Ooh, the shots continue to find their way onto them as well. Rex with a very risky play out on the edge. Gonna go toe-to-toe now with Koa. But who's going to be the team to clutch up, right? Is it going to be Wave? Is it going to be Hand? Is it going to be Falcons? Blue Zone is going to be moving in as well. Got about 30 seconds left on the clock. And then, well, it's the end of the day. At at least for the players in Group A. Right, so I don't have any of them left in the lobby anymore. We have Group D holding nice and steady, right, with Black Hand and Falcons and Wave, right? So this is essentially Group D now fighting for the winner chicken dinner between them. Up comes Goa, down goes Goa, up comes Petrox, down goes Storm. Now it's down to Keme. Axa still in it. Not going to be giving up as we do say goodbye to Black Hand. 9 eliminations are coming through for the side of the Falcons. It's essentially a 1v1. It's Axa versus Petrox. Is it going to be a nade off? Is it going to be a shotgun showdown? Oh, no, indeed. It is going to be one big nade coming through, and with that, well, we wave goodbye as the Falcons swoop on in, claiming the prize, the victory, the winner chicken dinner. And doing so with a very healthy dose of points as well. 10 eliminations in 1977. Taking a trip back in time. Very impressive play. Well, they did also take 1,055 damage, but mad respect going to Axa, clutching it out. I mean, that is insane. Solo surviving that long. I mean, there's nothing really that you can say about Axa. Woo! That is a very, very impressive performance coming through from Axa. Yeah. Wave, I mean, even though they tried in this match, right? They had to wave goodbye to that winner chicken dinner. They got, I wouldn't say they got robbed, but they got the chicken taken right from underneath their clutches. I mean, looking at what Wave brought through, I mean, it seemed like Wave had the numbers advantage. It seemed like Wave had the possession. But that's the thing, it seemed that way. That in fact wasn't the case. In fact, it was Falcon swooping down, getting that winner chicken dinner. So very, very impressive showing indeed. But of course, while it's about that time, we need to take a look at the replays. So let's enjoy. Bam! There we go. Done and dusted. Game number 4. Ticked off. Right, that is, of course, then the players from Group A done for the day. Now it's going to be the return of Group B, showing us what they can bring to the battlefield. It's going to be Esports +18, Special Esports, and the World of Battle. So quite a bit of a lineup. Now this is going to be the final showdown of the day. The very last Miramar. See exactly what our teams can bring on in. But of course, before we get anywhere remotely close to that, here are our top performers from the last match. Keme locking in the most damage, the most elimination, just the most, right? Axa locking in that 1-8 finish, as well as P6 traveling nearly 13 kilometers. But it's quite interesting to see Falcons sat right here where they are. I mean, no surprise really to have Blackhand step up with a dominating play, seeing that they were able to clutch 15 eliminations. Very, very exciting day indeed. Koa, of course, then coming through with a beautiful range hit. 77k, they've wrapped up their last match of the day. It's done, it's dusted, that's it. But now we got to take a look at those points to see exactly where the teams find themselves. How many points were they able to secure? And of course, well, the answer to the question is 20 points going to Falcons and Black Hand. Both teams taking a slightly different approach to getting onto those 20 points. But it's going to be Falcons with that winner chicken dinner. Black Hand with a bucket load of aggression. Wave walking away with double digits as well, but half of what Falcons or Black Hand were able to secure. But still a decent play nonetheless. So well done to them. Greedy, though, going to be securing themselves 7 eliminations. So the third highest elimination count for this match. But you gotta love it, though. You gotta love it as we take a look at that second page. Clear Vision, RUKH, Jack Digger, and Arab Golden getting sent back empty-handed. So a very unfortunate end for the day here. I mean, 77k, also a good play, 5 points. You know, not a bad way to close up the last match of the day. However, for a team like Jack, not exactly the kind of performance they were hoping to end the day on. I mean, Vampire's also ending on 5 points, as we saw before. RUKH also then on 5. So Group A having a very, very tough run. I mean, 3 out of their 4 players, or teams rather, ending on 5 points each. And then we do have the side there of Jack. Unfortunately, right? It's going to be a Jack of some trades. Trading it all for the points. Well, that's the end of the day. Now, Group B joining us in to play their very last match of the day. In fact, everyone is going to be playing their last match, seeing that this is exactly where it stops, right? But who's going to be the team to step up and lock in that winner chicken dinner? We don't know. That is going to be the big question to have answered, as we are going to be looking to see who's going to be those top contenders to rise to the occasion. Could it be the Falcons White? Could it be Black Hand? Could it be another team from Group D to step up, right? Could it be Superpower? Because they finished in 5th overall for this match. Wave, of course, finished in 3rd, as we saw, right? So Group D looking to be a very strong group when it comes to the Miramar map. With the addition of GREEDYFORKILLS sneaking on in as well, coming all the way from Group E. But let's see. Who will be the one to clutch it up? As you can see, the timer is running out. That means that, well, the last Miramar of the day is not going to be too far away. We are going to be hopping into the action very, very soon to see exactly who are going to be our teams, right? To bring in that dominance, that continued aggression. Now, we did see on Erangel, we had a back-to-back winner chicken dinner. Now, with the Falcons stepping into this last match, the opportunity is there for a bit of a back-to-back play to come through. But is that going to be the case? Only one way to find out, of course. We're going to have to hop in and see exactly what these teams are going to have to work with. Now, we've also had a few variations with regards to where the flight path has gone, what these teams had to do with regards to zones. I mean, quite a bit of a change up coming through from Erangel, as where we had those 2 eastern zones. Moving into this one, of course, our first Miramar, also a very eastern zone. So I'm curious to see what the final Miramar of the day is going to bring on through. Are we going to have yet another eastern zone? Maybe something over towards the west, maybe center, maybe a southern shift? Who knows? But if it goes east again, right, we've seen now what the Falcons could do. They found the consistency, they found that placement, they found that positioning. And of course, well, AXA found the winner chicken dinner. So let's see how it is going to go. In the meanwhile, give your predictions for what the zone could bring. Yeah, Black Hand had 2 knockouts. Had 2 knocks. Had 2 knocked from Wave Team. All right, either which way. Let's see how this one is going to go, though. So give your predictions. If you know, who do you think is going to be the team to clutch up, right? Where do you think the zone's going to go? Where do you think the flight path is going to go? Drop your predictions in the chat. In the meanwhile, we are going to be prepping up that flight path. You could also let us know on social media. Who do you think is going to be the team to take it, right? Who's going to be the team to walk away with a prize? Walk away with a title as the victors right here of PMPL Africa. Right, PMPL Africa for Fall 2023. So, well, the last match just around the bend, as we are going to be hopping on that plane to see exactly where the teams are going to have to drop down. And who's going to be able to reach their drop locations, of course. Well, only one way to find out exactly what that is going to bring as we step on through. This time around, the flight path is going to be starting just south of Impala. Heading all the way up towards that western edge, right? Pulling in just south of Pozzo. So XENON, they're going to feel quite comfortable. They are going to be dropping right into Pozzo. Curious to see where FALCONS are going to be going. Are they going to go down to the south? Are they going to go up to the north? Only one way to find out. Go giving a shout out there to the FALCONS. Saying FALCONS are the best. Yes, go. Let's go. Let's see where that zone is going to pop. As the teams start making their way on through. Oh. Oh. Northeastern zone. Heading right up to Cruz del Valle. Green saying that they're not a fan. Well, I mean, if you're not a fan of the FALCONS, then who are you a fan of? Who are you here to support? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Meanwhile, Wave. Well, they are back at Picardo. And the World of Battle joining them here as well. Johnny saying that it's going to be Mo. Mo on fire. Does seem this time around like Wave are not going to be having a bit of a tea party with the World of Battle, as we saw in day 1 and 2. Instead, seems like the teams are going to be looking to, well, step it up. So I assume Green is going to be rooting for Black Hand, saying that they are saying, Koa, wake up! Yes, we'll see whether or not Koa is going to be waking up. Ellen also going through with a shout out there for Black Hand. So if you are here to shout out a team, support a team, give them a shout out in the chat. Let's see who's going to be receiving the most support. Apparently, if you give a shout out to the team, they tend to perform quite well. That's a theory that we are testing. So if you wanna assist in how it tests, be sure to drop a prediction or shout out for your team in the chat, so they can feel the love, feel the energy, and perform like absolute goats and legends. Mike coming through with a Handramar. Right, let's see whether or not that is going to be at hand. In the meanwhile, Wave's still going to be looking to find the angles, moving through Picardo, looking for the World of Battle. But they're going to have to act quick, because you got Castle Black rather, Castle Black moving in behind them. Alright, so here go with the FALCONS. All the way to that far edge of zone. Up in the north. Holding on to ruins. So let's see who's going to be the one to clutch it up. Supporting Clear Vision. And watch them get it too soon. What's it too soon? Blind, what's it too soon? I mean, but it's actually funny that that you say that you support Clear Vision, because I mean your name suggests the opposite of that. Right, a bit of an obstructed vision. But you know what? It is what it is. In the meanwhile, there's gonna be XENON. Now rotating up here as well. Pulling onto the edge of zone. We've got Black Hand positioned just up ahead of them. But is that going to be success at hand just around the bend? They're just too good to be liked. I can't believe they won the last match. You know, well, it's one of those things, right? I mean, Clear Vision, they also got a back-to-back winner chicken dinner today, so... yeah. I mean, technically, Falcons, they've also essentially had a back-to-back day. I mean, they came through with the first chicken of the day. They came through with chicken number 4. So they're also then sitting on 2 chickens, right? So only 2 teams have gotten themselves winner chicken dinners here today. It's between Falcons and Clear Vision. Every team... it's good, it just depends. Yeah, it comes down to the RNG, right? Whether or not they're in the right place at the right time. Or the randomnity. In the meanwhile, speaking about randomnity, it is going to be Clear Vision and Black Hand. Oh, saying goodnight to Keme. Now it's Storm Mozaro. Still just hanging in that wing. As well as Koa. So let's see what Black Hand is going to look to accomplish in this game. Are they going to be able to step up to get that winner chicken dinner? Well, we don't know just yet, right? Only one way to find out. So give your predictions in the chat, right? Tell me what you think the outcome is going to be. Who do you think is going to clutch up? Who's going to get that winner chicken dinner? We have seen a few predictions coming through for Black Hand, potentially. Too soon is like anything between 16th and 18th. Alright. 16th and 8th. Okay, that's too soon. Alright, I get it. I get it. I support Clear Vision because I seek one. Sure. Sure. In the meanwhile, we wait for our teams to get themselves positioned up in towards the zone. You can see Greedy and Special going through on the edge of zone. The world of battle out there sipping on some blue juice. We got Mo on the edge over towards the west. Falcons just behind them. But where's this one gonna go? As we already see XENON and Hand. Ooh. 2 very formidable foes. And RUKH. 3 very aggressive teams now pushing in towards that center zone. I mean, currently based on our top 5 that we've got coming into this match, right? We got Falcons that are approaching the zone. They're just on the outskirts. Then we've got a Hand. We've got RUKH. And XENON. All up in that zone. So 3 out of our top 4 are currently holding on to the zone. Woo! That is going to be quite the sweaty play. I mean, Clear Vision is also then in the top 5, as we'll see at the top of the screen. But they are just touching the edge of that zone. Alright, so wave and smash. So they're going to be looking to smash a few waves as they push up. But a very, very northern position here. I want to see just Oasis being played. I just want to see Oasis. Mo are so close to Oasis. Let's see whether or not the zone is going to keep on that trend. As it's now pulled a little bit further up north, the blue zone is going to close on in. It's going to be RUKH now just descending down upon clear vision. Yeah, coming into this match, the difference being 38 points. So about 40, that's a very, very accurate statement to make. Oh, here we go though. Pusher finding focus. So don't poke a pusher, right? They're going to bite back. Now it's all down to one shot. And that's all they need to get one knock. But is one knock going to be enough? Clear it out though. Up comes the play. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's utility time. Oh, there we have it. Yeah. Pusher taking one shot. Letting that nade loose, and that is it. Down they go. Clear vision. Getting closed out in 4th place. I think that Blind was onto something. In the meanwhile, there's going to be Wave finding themselves in a bit of opposition as Castle Black gets right down to business. Blind, I guess like your other sensors work exceptionally well, as you've been calling it quite a few times already. But Ellen, you are most welcome. In the meanwhile, let's take a look as Wave looks to get themselves a little bit further towards that zone, right? You can see they're down to Petrox, so I'm not quite sure why Petrox is all alone again. I mean, it was the same situation in the last Erangel of the day as well, right? So the Falcons still trying to condense their split here. As you can see, XENON running for the hills. Bunch King, though, is going to be pushing up to center zone. Virtual Gaming Squad. They are going to be looking to find a bit of a position to fall in through. I mean, in the previous match, all they found were eliminations. Greedy getting caught in a bit of bumper car play here. Meanwhile, it's going to be XENON now just locking it in onto the players there from Castle Black, reduced down to a 2-piece. At least they got 2 eliminations to their name already. Greedy are going to start to climb the hill. Well, the battle also getting found out in the open. Oh, there we go. Middle is down. What will the rest of battle do, right? Are they going to find their way through, or are they going to battle up the side of the hill? Well, Arthur is down. So now they find themselves in a world of trouble. Oh, 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 come on, Delhop. What you going to do? What you going to do? Hazem just holding on for dear life. Blackhand also being quite battered at this point. They are down to Mozero and Storm trying to bring Koa back in the fight, but we do say goodbye to Smash Team. Team Green loading. Love to see it. We also then say ta-da to the side of World of Battle. Out they go, not a single point up. Being sent back empty-handed. We do lose Hazem to the blue. Now, the previous match, we only lost 2 players to the blue zone. The first 2 days, the blue zone was quite aggressive, securing 31 eliminations. Ooh, White Boy getting hit with a nade, though. Nice wave. Also going right on back. +18 are going to be feeling that heat as well. Superpower going to be looking to contest against XENON, but XENON not going to be a force to be messed with. Not just yet. Oh! Well, I say that and Marshall gets brought to their knees. But it's far from over. They still have Senke, Lazy Boy, Carry Boy. And boy oh boy, could they look to make a difference. They are going to be turning their focus now onto Superpower. It's up to Berlin and Alpha Logi. Oh, Arab Golden, out they go. Oh, Superpower down to 1. And then down to none, as they too shall get sent back to the lobby. As I was saying about the Blue Zone, today the Blue Zone only found 16 players so far up to this match. Not quite sure how many are going to fall to the blue this time around. Oh, greedy though. Mike not happy about that one. As Koa gets taken down a little while ago. Now it's going to be Mazzaro and Storm left to keep up the presence here for Black Hand. We are down to our final 9 competitors. Falcons also sitting on a solo. But it's not going to be Axa this time around. It is going to be Puncher King. And they do find themselves smack dab center zone. So not quite sure whether or not they're going to be able to play the same approach. Meanwhile, Mo Esports still alive. Going to be holding on with all 4 players sat up towards that northwestern side of the zone. In a region, in a territory that has no name. But yes, Black Hand coming into this match, 1 point shy of hitting 100. Now with 3 points added to that, of course, well, they are just well within 100 points. Our most eliminations though coming through between Fares, Koa, and Syke. 30, 26, and 20. But it is going to be Vankid though coming in with a pretty impressive showing with regards to that damage, as we do also then say goodbye to the side of Castle Black. Falcons are fire. Well, we'll see what Puncher can do here. They do sit with 5 headshots, and they are smack dab center zone, so who knows? Maybe they'll be able to cause a few problems along the way. Mo Esports now also has the opportunity in this match to move themselves up into 19th position. But they are going to need a few points, right? They need at least 4, maybe 5. Let's go for 5. They need 5 points if they are going to be looking to secure themselves up into 19th position. But a nice spread coming through here from Mo, Elisio. Ooh, now starting to look out. They've spotted the Hulk. But are they going to smash it, or will the Hulk manage to evade them? RUKH now also going to be making their push, taking the plunge, rushing in on the edge. Here we go. Johnny's saying, Falcons are fire, but they're not better than Mo. Oh, let's see what RUKH is going to bring in here. They do find themselves sat in and amongst the company of XENON and Black Hand. So a very spicy position to be in as Eugene now gets spotted out in the open. So, yeah, our teams in slot 2, 3, and 4 coming into this match are finding themselves right here in a bit of contention on the edge of zone. Virtual Gaming Squad now also just trickling on in, coming through from the west. Special keeping it nice and quiet up and towards that northeastern side. RUKH Esports trying to figure out what the play is going to be. I mean, Default cooking up a bit of a pan there with Pusher. No, Ellen, the cow says moo, not mo. So Senke now trying to clear their way through the side here of RUKH. Are they going to be able to find that play though? Lazy Boy Marshall. This is a good angle to hold. But looking at RUKH, they've got just as a sufficient position to try and play off of. Meanwhile, Hand, they have had a bit of difficulty there with Storm, right? It's now down to Mazzaro. So this could be Virtual Gaming Squad now looking to play the upset. Yeah, that's exactly what they do as we do say goodbye to Black Hand. Out they go. And unfortunately, not the ending that they necessarily were looking for here. I mean, they did find 15 eliminations in the previous match. This time around, only a fifth of that, right? Only 3 eliminations. Oh, but here we go, Lazy Boy and Eugene getting ready for a bit of a showdown. Hey, hey, hey! Carry Boy has been found as well. But is that going to be the turning point? Could we see XENON maybe bounce back? Oh, they do find Default. Now it's going to be up to Rami. Oh, up comes the hits though. Rami and Porsche. Oh, doubling down. Senke left to defend. Could Rami clear this one out? Come on, jump shot it is, and Porsche seals their fate. Beautiful play. 9 eliminations though going out to XENON. Virtual Gaming Squad also just patiently waiting in the wing. But will they be allowed to bring in a third-party play? Slow, steady tap. You gotta watch out for Rami here, Fares. Oh. Nice surprise coming through there from Rami. Are they gonna find all the plays though? Are they gonna find it all? Oh, the nades are there. E-flex. Oh, also very low on that health bar. We can see just on the back end there. But up comes the nade. Amjid. No. Oh, overshoots. Alright, meanwhile we do say goodbye to +18. Off they go. Yep, Fares comes through with the fires. Right, closing it off right there. Puncher King now going to be looking to make a little bit of noise all the way from center zone. Virtual Gaming Squad holding on to the top of the ridge line. Already sitting on them double digits. Oh, you got to better watch out. FALCONS though, sitting with an empty bag. Not a one single elimination to their name though. Blind, are you talking about superpower or special? Because superpower, they're not here. Special, they are. And they are sitting on 3 eliminations. They still have that full squad up. Looking to capitalize, utilize the available options here. Mo Esports also still holding on to a full squad. They did get a bit of a knock sent out in their direction. This could be the opportunity now. Oh, come on. Oh, that was scary. Cheat. Almost getting Hansley. I mean, yes, sure, beautiful vehicle explosion would have been exciting to witness. But it would have been very unfortunate now for Mo, as there's going to be Fares and Hainsley, but Amjid with a molly does bring them right to their knees. At least you're not trying to rotate up. Oh, no. Amjid denies them access, and off they go. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Amjid now up to 5 elims. Virtual Gaming Squad, though, on 13 eliminations. So they are definitely looking to cook up a storm. I mean, the previous match, they ended off with 5 elims. So they've nearly tripled their performance. Where Blackhand, well, cut the performance down to a 5th. Right, but this is going to be our top 3 now, fighting for that winner chicken dinner. Special Esports. Keeping it nice and quiet, coming through from that eastern side. Punches still playing hide and seek. But seeming quite reluctant to give up the position. I mean, everyone knows exactly where Puncher is, but no one wants to venture in and go fetch Puncher. Meanwhile, there's going to be Special and FALCONS. Oh, yeah, there we go. Special, they do end it though. Now, Virtual Gaming Squad and Special to fight for the final winner chicken dinner. Hey, 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 the sprays are there. Fares, no, gets knocked on down. Special up to 5. Virtual sitting on 13. But they do have a full squad ahead of them. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Au revoir. À demain. Bonne nuit. I know you don't speak French, but whatever. Let's see what Ramsey and the rest of Special are going to be doing right here. Are they going to be able to clutch it up? Or is it going to be Virtual Gaming Squad? Already sitting on 13 eliminations. Now to step up and claim that winner chicken dinner. I mean, Blackhand, they had 15 in the previous match, but they didn't get that chicken. Alright, so Yafoz slowly trying to creep their way on in. I mean, it's pretty much 50-50 with regards to possession of the zone. Thanks, boys! Right. Special holding on to the east. Virtual Gaming Squad holding on to the west. But which side will be the best? Well, we don't know just yet. Let's find out. Right, so now G-Brute trying to make a bit of a play. Fares. They're going to be looking for change. Oh, very risky push coming through there. Oh, oh, that bounce. That bounce coming so scary close. But it does seem like they were able to bring themselves back on their feet, right? Of course, down there between Fares and Amjid. So Virtual Gaming Squad bouncing back to full force. But fortunately now, with this being our 9th phase, there's no more sitting around waiting for the action, right? These teams are going to be forced to engage, as the zone will either devour them or they get to find the trades themselves. Now Amjid met with a bit of a nade. Oh, that nade just flying over their heads. Let's see if Broly can cook it up. Are they going to be able to find the angle though? Oh, again the shots being delivered while players are cooking up nades. So that is Well, pretty evident now, right? Don't run with a nade in your hand because you are going to get dropped on down. Now it's going to be your force stepping up as G-Brute is down. Ramsey! No! Down they go. YC, the last contender left to defend. And good night it is indeed. Virtual Gaming Squad. More than tripling their performance from the previous match. The previous game, they only found 5 points, all of which came through from their eliminations. This time around, they find 17 elims. And that winner chicken dinner. Wow, almost doing 6 times more than they got in just that last match. So what a way to end the day. Virtual Gaming Squad virtually unstoppable just in the last match. So well done to them. I mean, 17 eliminations. Going a long way. And don't try and catch your pen when you drop it. But it's replays. Let's take a look. Well, there we go, saying au revoir to our final match of the day. And of course, those of you that are, well, gonna be leaving, au revoir, à demain, bonne nuit. That's my French for the day. In the meanwhile, we get to take a bit of a look and see exactly what these teams have done with regards to points, right? We need to see the map rankings, we need to see the overall boards, we need to see where the teams are. And of course, well, if there's been any major upsets coming through as a result of those points then being locked in onto the board, right? So excited to see what these teams are going to be bringing through. Woo! But yeah, see, the fun part about doing different regions is now I need to say hello and goodbye in different languages, right? So English being the obvious one, but because we have teams from Mauritius here, we need to speak French as well, right? To greet everybody coming in, speaking about these points. And then, of course, well, yeah, we need to try and cover as many different languages as we can. So if there's one particular language that you honestly do speak, let me know in the chat. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at these points. 27 points going over to the side of Virtual Gaming Squad. Special and RUKH, though, coming through on 11 apiece. XENON, at least this time around, finding themselves a lovely 9-pointer. Taking a look at the rest of the board is going to be Wave and the World of Battle getting sent back to the donut shop with nothing but bubbles, right? Big fat bubbles coming in for Wave and the World WW, right? Well, that is a double O. There we go. I guess that also worked. So that is our, well, match ranking board. Now we need to take those points. We need to add them to our overall leaderboard and see exactly what that situation is, where these teams find themselves. I gotta say, though, for the day, Falcons, White, they had a pretty good run. 54 total points, 29 placement points. Virtual Gaming Squad, though, coming through on 36 eliminations for the day. Very, very impressive. But let's impress you even more as we take a look at our overall rankings. Is, of course, they're going to be Falcons White holding on to pole position. Black Hand and RUKH Esports then tied on 103 points with Virtual Gaming Squad, who's now taken a 3-slot leap all the way up into 4th place. As a result, XENON moved down 1, Clear Vision moved down 2. And And of course, well, Greedy, well, they're not going to be moving. They are stuck where they are. We also did see the players there from Special Esports taking one slot jump up into 8th place, swapping places with RUKH, essentially. Then, of course, Wave and Arab Golden, it's unchanged on their end. We've got +18 also then jumping up 2 slots. As a result, 77k and Vampires, they've moved down 1 slot each. Castle Black moving up in the world as they now head over into 15th position. So very exciting stuff. No change, though, coming through between 17th to 20th. Aside that, Mo Esports, they've added more points on. They are now tied with Jack Digger. That is very, very exciting to see. So, the team's adding points up. They're moving up that leaderboard. We love these things, right? We love it when the teams secure points and they start to climb. I mean, a glorious 3-slot jump coming through there from Virtual Gaming Squad. And now we've got 3 teams tied on 103. But that puts them on 39 points behind FALCONS White. And the race for PMGC continues, right? Does seem like FALCONS White are going to be looking to create quite a bit of a lead. Now, of course, it is also then time for our MVP. It's going to be Amjid going through there for the side of Virtual Gaming Squad. What an impressive day they've had so far. I mean, 13 eliminations up. You just got to love what they are doing. Very, very exciting stuff indeed. Virtual Gaming. Finding that cracked code, right? Just locking it in. I'm not quite sure if this is 13 eliminations in the last match. I don't think it is. I think this is for the day. So I think it is safe to say that Amjid is our MVP of the day. So big congratulations indeed going out to Amjid. But aside from that, right, we've now taken a look at our overall standings. We've taken a look at our match rankings. We've seen what our teams have done across the board. Let's see if there's anything else that we are going to be looking at. But very impressive day in really coming through from our teams. It is then a bit of an opportunity to take a look at those PMGC points. As we can see, the board now starting to really tighten up, especially towards the top here. Well, I mean, at least between 3rd and 4th place, right? There's now only 20 points separating RUKH Esports from 77k. FALCONS now with more than 100-point lead. So I don't know if anyone is going to be able to catch the FALCONS, because the FALCONS, they just booking it, they just winging it, they just going for it. Yeah, I mean, yes, sure, it's still early days. It's only day 3, right? We still have, 12 more days to go, at least for the phases. And then we have our 3 days coming through for the finals. So technically 15 days. But, there could be quite a bit of a gap, quite a bit of a play to be made. There's only going to be one way to find out, right? We have to pace through all our days to see exactly who is going to be looking to contest for the top of that PMGC slot. But yeah, essentially, I think that is pretty much it for us here today, right? Tomorrow, of course, we are going to be coming in with Erangel Day. So tomorrow, 3 Erangels are going to be coming in. The teams will have yet another opportunity to lock in that consistency. I'm curious to see what Clear Vision are going to be doing, because they got both winner chicken dinners on Erangel. So who knows? Who knows? But a very dominating day. 3 teams essentially taking all the chickens. FALCONS were the 1st and the 4th. We did have Virtual Gaming Squad obviously picking up this last one. And then Clear Vision securing themselves chicken dinner 2 and 3. It's a very, very exciting day indeed. We might be taking a look at that as well. But we'll find out very, very soon. Virtual Gaming Squad, though, finishing on 36 eliminations. That is a very nice showing coming through from their side. And of course, 17 of those, rather, coming through in just this last match. So I think Virtual Gaming Squad, they could definitely be a team to watch, especially if this is the momentum that they are going to be looking to bring forward into this season. As we take a look back at where Virtual Gaming Squad finished in the previous season, right? The previous season, it was a little bit of a different situation. I mean, Virtual Gaming Squad ended in 15th place. Yes, sure, they were able to make it up into those finals. But let's see whether or not they are going to be looking to change it up come the full split. Only one way to know, hey? Only one way to know. We're still going to go through all our days. Of course, on that, we are going to be ending it here for today. So until tomorrow, remember to stay fresh, to stay frosty, and we'll see you all back at same time, same place, even more PUBG Mobile insane, crazy action. Bye for now. And just in case you're wondering, there's no sound there. Right. So I'll just sing. I'm kidding. But anyways, have a good one. See you all back again tomorrow.